Let me just pin the link. Right. So, yeah. Hi, everyone. I suppose there was a little bit of a technical glitch because, that's how things happen these days. Ever since I decided to get a little more casual about this thing, but let me turn the music off. Hello and welcome to another episode of VimohLive. It's a live stream slash podcast that happens every day, Monday to Friday at 10 p.m. on YouTube. And today is the live stream's 100th episode, not to be confused with the podcast's 100th episode because that happened some time ago. And today's live stream is just a celebration. So, what we will be having here are people who have been on the live stream for some time in the chat. And I already have one person waiting in the video form. So hold on. Let me just go through a little bit of the comments so far because these people appear before you, and we'll take you on after that. Chavi says, "Hey Vimo, who's today's special guest? Today is a bunch of people. I have sent out invites like a wild animal, and maybe some people will come and we'll have them on screen. Mostly people who have been on the live stream since the beginning, since its starting days on Instagram. So Manmat said, let's make it Vimo ka Amrit Kal. Hey, Ishwar, utha le. With this 100th episode, join yourself and spread the word so that we have maximum footfall participants here to commemorate the day. Nishan says, cricket में सेंचुरी हो ना हो इस यहाँ पे सेंचुरी हो गया. पूर्वे says, आज तो विमो भैया हम सबको पार्टी देंगे. पैसे नहीं है मेरे पास पार्टी देने के लिए. Siddharth says, yo. By the way, there's a link in the chat if anyone wants to click it to come on screen and talk. Eman is already here. Hold on. Eman is here. Messi says hello. Purvesh says, yeah, Eman is here. It'll be a fun conversation. Samarth says 100th episode. Congratulations. Right. So we'll get to the comments. Thank you to everyone who's wishing congratulations. Also, Twitch is live if anyone wants to join on Twitch. Twitch has been abandoned for more than a year now. Twitch.tv/VimoLive. We'll see. We'll see. But let me just take Eman on screen. First, hide this comment. Then, here she is. Hi, Eman.
It's tradition that I be the first person to join. Like
Yeah, it's tradition.
people from our Instagram days would know that every Saturday at 8, Bimo would go live, and every Saturday Bimo would take video chats, and I would be the first person to join, irrespective of what is going on. And this one
Yeah,
time, the
yeah.
first live, I completely hijacked your live, and we essentially had it at our first podcast where I was telling.
Yeah, pretty
Remember what
much.
that conversation was?
One of the most
Remember?
saddest parts of my live streaming life is that I should have been recording those as audio and uploading them to the podcast, and I didn't do that back then. And now I regret it because a whole lot of it is just lying on Instagram, which never people
Instagram.
will never find it. It's so cool. It was so cool. But no, I
And
don't
those
remember the topic. What was the first topic? What was the first conversation topic?
I came up with the game because you kept saying, movie names, and I was just like, I'd never seen them, but I'd
Ha ha
seen
ha.
older movies. So I was telling you, what movie do you think like people should have watched? Because I'm
Acha.
the kind of person who's never seen those movies, right?
Okay.
So I was taking movie names and book names and series names and ask, you were saying the names, and I was telling you if I'd watched it or not.
Oh,
And
okay. I have
everybody, and you hadn't watched Mean Girls, and everybody was giving you shit for it.
Mean Girls.
You hadn't seen it back then.
Mean Girls is a movie or a series?
Movie.
Acha. I do remember I do remember getting shade from my former colleagues in another job for not watching another thing. Sorry, that was Gilmore Girls. That was a series.
That
Yes.
was a different one. But yeah,
Yeah.
those Instagram live videos really had some of our best conversations. And if you ever
Mm.
get the chance to extract audio from them and upload them, I'll be the first person to listen to this.
Shavi says I
Shall
have
we
seen all
say,
the Instagram lives with Ayman. Those are amazing. Wait, are you talking about Ayman's
thank
own
you.
live streams? Because Ayman went on Twitch also. She did twitching for some time.
Yeah, but then life happened and I had
Yeah,
to,
yeah,
yeah, get some
yeah.
stuff
Academic life and
sorted.
professional life and all that happened.
Yeah. No, but I have it sorted now because the thing
Okay.
with the thing with doing streams and like recording videos that you need some like kind of capital, right? You need something to get the equipment. You need all of that. So I was arranging for all of that.
Yeah.
That is why I was not able to be active. But I think in the next month or so, I'm going to announce my podcast and start going live as well. I'm compiling an Excel sheet of all the guests that I want.
Okay, nice. So I have breaking news for you. This is not something that you may be aware of. And that news is you have a YouTube channel.
I'm doing YouTube because the thing is, I'm going live on YouTube only. Where else am I going to
Mhm.
go?
Yeah.
I'm going
I'm
to go
saying take
live
the
on
audio out
YouTube.
and put it out as a podcast.
Yeah, yeah, that too,
Mm.
that too. But at the same time, the scripting is taking a lot of time with work, and I have two jobs. No, two jobs.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I came back home from work. I took a 15 minute nap. Then I had another job. And then I was just so drained by the end of it. I made one reel and I put it on YouTube and Instagram. And I'm just my brother is waking me up, okay? Don't sleep, because if I sleep now, I'm not gonna, sleep on when I need to, and I have to wake up early. But yeah,
Mm-hmm.
these are the things you do to get money to do the things that you're passionate about, essentially. Like the
Okay.
things that you actually need to do, you need to get money for that.
Yeah,
Right. So
probably.
that is where I am. Yeah.
I
That
mean,
is
not
where I
probably,
am.
definitely. But y- y- how are you finding time for the new content creation thing that you're talking about coming soon? If there are two jobs.
I have one day off. So live conversations don't have to be scripted. They just have to be
Yeah,
roughly
yeah,
planned out.
yeah.
So that is why I'm
Yeah, I do
shifting
want
the
more people to
medium.
do live streams. Like yesterday, we had Miss Medusa on the podcast, and I
Yeah,
think
yeah,
she
she's a
should
good
she should
friend.
also, like, do proper live
I'm
streams
gonna invite her. I'm
because
gonna invite her
yeah,
to
definitely,
my
please do.
stuff also.
My
Yeah,
my
no,
thing
no.
is, you go to any major Indian podcaster and you go to their back catalog of episodes. It's a sausage fest. Like nobody is asking, wait, why is there ये आदमियों का मेला क्यों लगा है? मतलब there are some women were like sprinkled around like salt, but it's
Yeah,
primarily a sausage fest. But yeah,
it is.
I
It
want
is.
to I want there to be a culture of leftist, liberal, जो भी whatever adjective you want to use
Whatever
for it.
progressive.
Yeah, Indian live streamers, because live streamers
Yeah,
slash
no.
podcasters, because ये voices इतना सुना नहीं जा रहा है, होना चाहिए. Miss Medusa,
Yeah.
you, etc. Yeah.
Yeah, and a lot of people do, kind of ask for it. They ask for this particular thing where they're like, oh, I need more leftist YouTubers to follow and all. I need this to follow, that to follow.
मैं तो
So
सबको
that
बोलता हूँ,
tends
अगर
to happen.
be the
Yeah,
live
do it.
stream you wish to see, like to paraphrase a quote
Yeah,
from Gandhi, be
exactly,
the
exactly.
podcast you want to hear.
You want to
खुद
be
ही start कर लो.
exactly, exactly. Is there anyone else who's waiting to join?
Yes, there are a couple of people waiting to
Okay,
join.
fine. You can take them. I'm
Yeah.
going to take my leave. Thank you for
Yep.
having me.
Bye
Thank you
bye.
for everything you've done. You've done good. I'm so happy that I was here from the beginning.
Thanks,
And
Arman.
yeah,
Thanks.
it's
This
for
could
like
not have
just to a
happened without the
hundred.
support of people like you, obviously.
Yeah, yeah, to 100 more episodes.
Just 100 more.
A lot, thousand more. Bye, Mama. Bye. Take
Bye
care.
bye.
I'm gonna be.
Bye.
I'm gonna hang around. Just take more
Okay.
people. All right. Bye
Chalo.
bye.
Bye bye. Bye. So now I take, hold on, let me take a look at a few comments. Everyone who's congratulating, मैं individually हाथ तो ने मतलब सबको screen पे नहीं डाल सकता. But if anyone wants to click on the pinned link and come on screen and talk about when you found the live stream, what good it has done for you, has it been useful to you, feel free to click the link and come. You don't even have to show your face. Like for example, Kavan is here. He's not showing his face. He's not turning his webcam on. He never turns his
Hello.
webcam on.
Hey,
Hi,
Vimoh.
Kavan. So
Congratulations.
thanks, man. Thanks a lot. Much appreciated. What's up?
I'm doing well. So, yeah, I did have the conversation with my parents.
Okay. What
The
was this about? Remind
conversation.
me. Remind me again.
The conversation about me, not being a believer.
अच्छा हाँ फिर क्या हुआ?
Fir, it kind of went the way I expected it to. I
हम्म.
mean, I wasn't really surprised.
Okay.
But now I have a better understanding of my parents' belief because a lot of times I didn't want to confront them about it, so I didn't know their exact position on it either.
Okay.
But then again, I feel like I need to have more conversations about it, without trying to sound
Hmm.
mean, because that I think that is actually helping me a bit. So basically, when I told them that, their response was, be- their response was uh, they started to shift the definition. Like, for example, when I said I don't believe in God, they were like,
Hmm.
no, belief is not just worshipping statues and all that. And then
Yeah.
uh, they just kept shifting the definition. Like, I feel like they themselves don't want to be hurt, so they're trying to convince themselves
They
that
don't want to. I think the problem is that many believers, when they change definitions, etc., shifting up goalposts, what happens is that they don't wish to hold themselves accountable for their opinions. So they make it as vague as possible.
Yeah, that actually happened. And it was frankly a little confusing because at one point they were like, you know, the kindness of strangers that you see on the street, that is God. And I was like, okay then.
Hmm.
And then yeah, we had a few interesting discussions, and then
Okay.
they were like, and another thing I discovered was that yeah, they have that typically privileged rose tinted lens worldview
Hmm.
in
Hmm.
which they're like, and when I told them about, and when we were discussing about culture and everything, uh, I did mention that we are the majority and all that, but then they have a very specific perspective of what their religion is, and they went on to say that that is what is in danger, and
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
they
So
don't
yeah,
acknowledge.
this
Yeah,
this appears, this would be something that appears to happen to a lot of people who are from privileged backgrounds in any country. And Kavan, actually, I would love to have a longer conversation about this, but today is probably not the day for it.
yeah,
Today is the day for
I
just people
understand.
coming along. Yeah,
uh,
yeah.
just
But yeah,
thank you so much for existing, Vimo. Your
thanks, man.
podcast
Thanks a
has
lot.
helped us all a lot.
Thank you for existing, man, because this podcast would not be what it is without your input. So yeah. Anyway, let us talk about this on some other occasion, if that's okay
Yeah,
with you.
sure, sure. Anyway, the others
Great.
are waiting, so
Yes, yes. Chalo. Thank you. Bye bye. So now I will take on Prabhakar. After that is Sumana. Prabhakar, hi. You're
Hello.
on mute. Hi, Prabhakar. I can hear you. Go on.
Okay. क्या बोलते हैं? Congratulations to you,
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for your wishes. Are
sir. I
you?
am not. Yes, yes. I'm very nervous. I'm
That's
not
okay.
used to with this.
It's a very small podcast, man. 30 people are watching right now. There is nothing to be there's nothing to be nervous about. Don't worry about it. So have
And
you been watching for a long time?
I'm the same guy, the Prabhat Prabhakar. I just changed it to just Prabhakar.
Okay. Okay.
हाँ तो सर मैं ऐसे ना अपना कॉन्फिडेंस को बूस्ट करने के लिए आपसे बात करता हूँ. तो
Oh,
मैं
okay.
भी एक टाइम पे मैं भी अपना यूट्यूब चैनल खोलूंगा
Mm-hmm.
प्रॉब्ली. तो
Hmm.
मैं मतलब ये मेरे तरह से एक तरह से मेरा ट्रायल है.
नहीं बिल्कुल,
तो
पर उसके लिए शक्ल दिखानी पड़ेगी ना।
अच्छा.
यूट्यूब चैनल में तो
वैसे
शक्ल दिखानी पड़ेगी। वैसे कुछ ऐसे चैनल फॉर्मेट्स हैं जिसके लिए आप बगैर शक्ल दिखाए कर सकते
शक्ल
हैं।
का तो ये है ना सर, लोग आप रिलीजन को क्रिटिसाइज कर दोगे. हाँ मैं यही बोल रहा था सर, आप ऐसे चेहरा आप दिखा देते हो और आप रिलीजन को इतना ज्यादा क्रिटिसाइज करते हो. आपको फिर नहीं लगता कि सर आपको कोई आपका घर जला दे, कोई आपके ऊपर हमला कर दे?
ये क्या बात कर रहे हो यार? ऐसे थोड़ी बोलते हैं। पर नहीं, पॉइंट ये है कि डर बिल्कुल लगता है। 2 चीज़ों से डर लगता है। एक है वो जो मेरे साथ हो सकता है और दूसरा जो पूरे देश के साथ होगा अगर इस सब के खिलाफ कोई आवाज़ नहीं उठाएगा तो। और मुझे लगता है ऐसे बहुत से लोग हैं जो अपनी आवाज़ उठा रहे हैं, अपनी शक्ल दिखा रहे हैं। जिस दिन हम मतलब जो लोग चाहते हैं कि हम लोग सवाल ना उठाएँ, जो लोग कहते हैं कि तुम धर्म के बारे में सवाल नहीं पूछ सकते, नहीं तो ब्लास्फेमी कर रहे हो या जो भी है। अगर उसके बारे में तुम
आवाज
या
कट रहा है. हेलो.
अच्छा वो आपका इंटरनेट की वजह से कट रहा है सर, क्योंकि मुझे आपकी आवाज़ साफ आ रही है।
अच्छा अच्छा, सॉरी सॉरी.
हाँ, नहीं, कोई
हाँ
बात
तो
नहीं, हो जाता है। मैं कह रहा हूँ कि जो लोग चाहते हैं कि आप ना बोलें, वो लोग तो जीत जाएँगे ना, अगर आप नहीं बोलेंगे तो।
अच्छा, हाँ ये बात तो सही है सर.
हाँ, तो मैं हारना नहीं चाहता बेसिकली दैट इज़ ऑल।
आप जैसे मैं कई बार ऐसे इसको सपोर्ट करता हूँ, कास्टिज्म को अगेंस्ट जाता हूँ और उसको सपोर्ट कर दो
हुँ,
लोअर कास्ट लोगों को, तो वो लोग ऑफेंड ले लेते हैं, बहुत ज्यादा ऑफेंड
लो
हो जाते हैं इस चीज पे.
लोग ऑफेंड हो जाते हो तो उनका प्रॉब्लम है ना। तुम्हें
ऐसे
एक
वो
अच्छा
तो
आदमी
ऐसे
होने की
देखने
वजह
जाते
से
हैं.
माफ़ी।
ये खुद ये वो डाउट में आ जाते हैं, ये सवर्ण ही है ना, जैसा मेरा लास्ट नेम प्रभाकर
हाँ,
है.
हाँ, हाँ,
मैं
ये भी होता है,
जान
ये भी होता है, ये
तो
बहुत होता है।
उसमें उनको डाउट होता है कई बार, ये तो
हुँ,
पंडित है और ये ब्राह्मण है, ये कैसे वो उधर उधर की साइड की कैसे ले रहा है. तो
हुँ।
हमारे इधर ये ज्यादातर यही रहता है कि साइड ले ले हमारी, बस हम गलत है सही है फर्क नहीं
गलत है,
पड़ता.
सही है, फ़र्क ये हमारा वो जो ये वाला है ना, जैसे रामायण में विभीषण रावण का भाई था, और उसमें रावण को छोड़ के राम के साथ चला गया। लोग अपने बच्चे का नाम रावण रख लेंगे, पर बच्चे का नाम विभीषण बहुत कम लोग ही रखते हैं, क्योंकि अच्छाई और बुराई के साथ उसका कोई रिश्ता है ही नहीं। बस अपनी कम्युनिटी के साथ लॉयल रहो।
तो बेस्ट ऑफ लक सर आपको, मतलब ऐसे और
थैंक
भी
यू प्रभाकर।
सब्सक्राइबर मिले और भी आपको लाइक्स मिले, सब्सक्राइबर बढ़े।
थैंक यू सो मच। थैंक
ओके
यू।
ओके।
चलो, that was Prabhakar. Now we'll take on Sumana. Hold on, let me just remove. There she is. Hi, Sumana.
Hi. Hi, Vimo.
What's
How
up?
are you?
Good, good. Wow, it's
I've
daytime
been
there.
your silent audience. Yeah. I've been your silent audience all this while. I don't think I ever came live with you.
You came live on Instagram sometime, I suppose?
No, I always
You
listen
haven't?
to what you're saying. I
Okay.
never, yeah, no. Yeah. Yeah.
So
I
thank
think
you.
what I found, yeah, you have been doing a great job because here, especially in US, Indians are mostly right wing. So I always felt left out. I felt like I never belonged anywhere. And your group gave me like such a good, belongingness, and I could share my opinions and everything. It was great. I also started seeing some of the hypocrisy from the West, which I don't think I would see without you. It's great because I think I was also under that, capitalism kind of influence, hustle culture,
Uh-huh.
because that's what I see here. Yeah, but I think I
I
started
suppose
seeing,
I suppose me, people like you, Eman, Taranga, etc., we have kind of been on the same journey. Taranga and Eman have been, I think, in on the journey for longer than we have. I thought like
uh-huh.
the situation where you said you work with capitalism, etc. Even I started getting aware when I started writing about it. So yeah,
Mhm. Yeah,
such a
yeah,
nice
it's
guy, man.
great.
What time is it there?
It's 12:48.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's my lunchtime. I'm just walking near my office.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So actually, after I started coming to your live, I started seeing how many, whenever the companies say about diversity and everything, I started seeing how many colored people are actually there, you know. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
So these things really opened up my eyes.
yeah. To see whether it goes beyond just the rhetoric of it.
Yeah. Yeah. I honestly feel they just say to put it on LinkedIn and social media, just to
Hmm.
feel good, but nothing inside. So most diversity I actually see is in entry level position, nothing more than that. We do see, maybe
Hmm.
mid manager level, that's all. Nothing at the top. It's all white men.
Yeah. I mean,
So
although I
yeah,
would say it is a slightly healthy trend that they at least have to pay lip service to diversity right now, because this was not the case about
yeah,
30, 40 years ago. If the lip service has started, it means that the demographics have been shifting very steadily, and in some time people will even
yeah,
start calling out, नहीं खाली lip service से नहीं चलेगा, थोड़ा ज़्यादा करना पड़ेगा. So I think this is a good trend overall.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So it's been great. I feel I'm happier after I found your group, because otherwise I was always angry whenever I
Hmm.
met other Indians. It was really, they used to piss me off, and I had literally no friends.
Hmm.
But I think this really helped. You're doing a great job.
Thanks, Sumana. Thanks a lot. That means a lot, because I
Yeah,
always keep wondering if this is at all making any difference to anyone. So it's nice to hear.
yeah. It's amazing. Like, I make my husband also listen to your podcast and everything. I keep
What do you
telling him
mean make
about
him
you.
listen?
No, when I listen, I ask him to listen to. So it's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And my daughter listen to you too now.
Oh yeah, you have
I
mentioned this
keep
so many
telling
times
you,
that
yeah.
she falls asleep to my voice, which is like she has to have better options in life, man.
Yeah, sometimes when you're on live, and if I'm working from home or something, I'll be putting her to bed just for her nap, and she listens to you.
Nice.
And she'll ask me, what is he asking? what is he asking about? What is he talking? She asked all these questions.
How old is she again?
She's 3.
Oh wow. Her kindergarten is going to be so woke. She's going to be a union leader of some sort, I suppose. A rebellion
Yeah,
against
I
the
hope so.
teachers.
Yeah,
So
I
yeah.
hope so. I mean, I just, uh, yeah, I don't want to take too long. I just came here to
No,
wish
that's
you
okay. I have one more
congratulations.
person waiting in here, but I'll first read some comments and get to them. But thank you for calling in, Sumana. Thank you so
Okay.
much. This means a lot.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah.
Bye
Bye
bye.
bye. Bye.
I have Avara Billa in the queue. Avara Billa, just wait for a second. Let me just read a few comments, starting with, of course, Milind Sonone. Thank you for the 100 rupee super chat. He says, congratulations, Vimo, for the 100th video. Keep going and growing. Thanks, man. Thanks a lot. And obviously, I would not be able to do this full time without support of people like you. In case anyone doesn't know, you can become a member of this channel by clicking the join button below and or sending a super chat like Milind just has. Uh, Samarth is here. Samarth says it's not about victory or failure, in my opinion. It is about what is right. Yeah. Apurv says, I fear right wing more than cosmic horror. Oh, wow. Cosmic horror is actually, in some ways, oddly calming. Like it's sublime. At one point, it stops being frightening and goes to being what is the point of fighting if destruction is the eventual goal of everything and we're all going to end in this cosmic horror? Taranga says, you're too cool, Sumana. Apurv says, yep, Vemo, you truly have made me and a lot of people happy just by sharing what you think. Thanks, Apurv. That means a lot, man. Let me take on Awara Billa. Hi, Awara Billa. What's up?
हेलो हेलो आवाज आ रही मेरी भी वो
जी, आ रही है.
सो फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल कांग्रेट्स ऑन दिस माइलस्टोन एंड
Thank
सो
you. Thank
आई
you.
वुड मतलब मैं काफी टाइम से आपका चैनल देख रहा हूँ अभी तो मैं क्लास 12th में मैंने एक दो बार कमेंट्स में बताया था
अच्छा.
सो मेरा मतलब एक सजेशन था और एक मेरा क्वेश्चन था सो आई विल फर्स्ट
हम्म.
गो विद द सजेशन
हम्म.
लाइक आपने ऐसे काफी सारे वीडियोस में बताया कि आप पहले एक राइट विंगर थे सो
हम्म.
आई सपोज यू हैव रेड ऑल द लाइक द religious books of the Hinduism and so I
हम्म.
also belong to the
सब तो
like
नहीं पढ़ा पर पढ़ा
so-called
है कुछ. हाँ.
so I also belong to the so-called lower caste community.
अच्छा.
And so whenever like someone's asked me in the coaching or say in school क्या कर रहे हो आगे जाकर के मैं बोलूंगा जे की तैयारी कर रहा हूँ and then you know
हम्म.
कास्ट पता है क्योंकि सरनेम से पता चल जाता है and then all the रिजर्वेशन वाला जो उनका जो
जोक शुरू
नौटंकी
हो जाता
बोलते
हो गया.
हैं
या.
तो उसके बाद फिर मैं मेरा मेन पॉइंट ये रहता है मतलब बोलने का कि अभी भी मतलब कि हमारा जो डिस्क्रिमिनेशन करने का तरीका है वो बदल गया है पहले हम
हम्म.
मतलब कि सामने से दिखा के करते थे अब वो नहीं करते हम पीठ पीछे करते हैं
पीठ पीछे करते हैं.
बट
हाँ.
देन यू नो उतनी जल्दी वो स्पॉट ऑन नहीं करते उनको लगता है कि सब सब ठीक चल रहा है इनके साथ कुछ नहीं हो रहा सो आई वाज थिंकिंग कि अगर आप एक ऐसा वीडियो बना सको कि
हम्म.
लाइक जितने की लाइक क्योंकि ये प्रूफ करना काफी आज के टाइम में मुश्किल है जब लोग काफी व्हाट अबाउटिज्म करने लगते हैं ना इस टॉपिक पे कि
हम्म.
डिस्क्रिमिनेशन हो रहा है कि नहीं हो रहा है सो
हम्म.
इंस्टेड ऑफ सेइंग डिस्क्रिमिनेशन हो रहा है इफ देयर इज लाइक अ गाइड जिसको देख के मैं सीधे कह सकता हूँ कि लाइक मतलब हम लोग को तो पता है कि भगवत गीता है और ये मनुस्मृति
हम्म.
इन सब में क्या क्या चीज लिखी है बट एक प्रॉपर
हम्म.
गाइड हो विद लिंक्स इन द सोर्सेज कि इसके इस चैप्टर में इस मतलब पैराग्राफ में ये लिखा है कि मतलब इनको नहीं पढ़ना चाहिए वगैरह वगैरह सो आई थिंक दैट वुड बी रियली हेल्पफुल फॉर अस बिकॉज फिर हम
और
मतलब
वाला
एक
उसमें
अंदर
पता है, लाइक आई अंडरस्टैंड वेयर यू आर कमिंग फ्रॉम, बट देयर इज अ
हम्म,
रीजन आई हैव नॉट डन दैट, क्योंकि फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल ये चीज़ें करने वाले मुझसे ज़्यादा अभिज्ञ लोग हैं जो कि ये कर रहे हैं, जैसे
हम्म,
साइंस जर्नी है या दूसरे लोग हैं, रैशनल ह्यूमन वगैरह वगैरह चैनल्स हैं. दूसरी बात यह है कि वन ऑफ द गोल्स जो मेरे चैनल का है वो ये है कि हमारा जो रिलायंस है इन रिलीजियस बुक्स के ऊपर वो घटना
हम्म,
चाहिए. जो चाहे हम उनकी प्रशंसा करें या चाहे हम उनको गालियां दें, हम उन्हीं के बारे में बात करते रहते हैं, है ना?
नहीं मतलब मेरा पॉइंट ये नहीं था मतलब मेरा पॉइंट ये था कि इंस्टेड ऑफ लाइक
हम्म.
हम मतलब हम पूरे इसमें मतलब डिवोट हो जाते हैं बेसिकली
हम्म.
रिजर्वेशन के बारे में जब मतलब बात
हाँ.
छिड़ती है हम
हाँ.
डिवोट हो
हाँ.
जाते हैं प्रूफ करने के नहीं भैया डिस्क्रिमिनेशन हो रहा है अब उसका
हम्म.
तरीका बदल गया है तो इंस्टेड ऑफ सेइंग लाइक यू नो उस पूरे गटर में जाना एक दो घंटा उसमें वेस्ट करना इंस्टेड ऑफ हम लाइक सीधे प्रूफ कर सकें मतलब अगर हमारे पास पूरा
अच्छा, यू
वेल
वांट अ
रिसोर्स
स्टैंड अलोन वीडियो रिसोर्स इसके बारे में ना?
यस 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 तो जिसमें
हाँ,
मतलब
उसका
अगर कोई
भी.
मेरे से कहे कि डिस्क्रिमिनेशन नहीं होती तो मैं सीधे पॉइंट आउट कर सकता हूँ तुम बोले डिस्क्रिमिनेशन है तो तुम्हारे धार्मिक किताबों में इस चैप्टर की इस पैराग्राफ में ये चीज लिखी है
हम्म.
I mean,
Yeah.
there are some channels like some Bahujan
Oh,
channels like
absolutely
news,
है, बिल्कुल है। हाँ।
बट मतलब उन्होंने एक्चुअली रिसोर्सेज नहीं मतलब अपने मतलब
हुँ, हुँ।
लिंक्स उसके लिंक डाल रखे हैं,
मेरा ये
एंड यू नो दे आर।
एक्सपीरियंस रहा है, सॉरी, मेरा ये एक्सपीरियंस रहा है कि मैं एक वीडियो बनाऊँगा सपोज़ 15 मिनट का, उसमें मैं डिटेल में सब कुछ समझाऊँगा। उस वीडियो के रिलीज़ होने के 1 महीने बाद आके किसी और वीडियो के कमेंट में कोई व्यक्ति फिर से वही पूछेगा। नाउ उसके बाद मेरे पास 2 रास्ते रहते हैं, या तो मैं उस वीडियो का लिंक डाल दूँ, जो कि वो देखेगा नहीं, या फिर वही कमेंट लेके वहाँ चिपका देगा, या तो मैं शुरू से एक और वीडियो बनाऊँ उसके बारे में। तो मेरा अप्रोच रहता है ये कि जिसको सवाल पूछना है ना, वो आके फेस टू फेस पूछे, मैं उसको बता दूँगा।
नहीं नहीं
इसीलिए
वो
लाइव स्ट्रीम है।
नहीं, मेरा पॉइंट ये है एक्चुअली कि मैं ये नहीं बोलना चाह रहा हूँ कि आप उन लोगों को बताओ कि एक्चुअली उनकी किताब में,
अच्छा,
मैं बोलना चाह रहा हूँ कि like ये हमारे लिए एक मतलब रिसोर्स बुक टाइप का एक हेल्पफुल रहेगा इसमें चीज,
अच्छा,
लाइक
ओके।
जो हम कभी मतलब बोलना बताना चाहे तो हम अगर एकदम लेम
तो
लैंग्वेज में बोल दे कि
एक
मनुस्मृति में
ऐसा
ये लिखा है
तरीका
तो वो
जिसका
नहीं
इस्तेमाल
मानते।
करके एक ऐसा तरीका जिसका इस्तेमाल करके आप बेटर आर्ग्यू कर पाएँ।
यस, अगर हम सिंपल लेम मतलब एकदम सिंपल लैंग्वेज में बोल दे तो वो लोग नहीं मानते, नहीं नहीं तुम्हें उन्हें संस्कृत नहीं, डॉक्टर जैसे काफी काफी मतलब ज्यादा बोलते हैं लोग
समझ गया,
आरएसएस वाले
समझ गया।
कि
हुँ,
अम्बेडकर
हुँ,
को
हुँ।
संस्कृत नहीं आती, उन्होंने इंग्लिश वाली मनुस्मृति पढ़ी थी।
हाँ। वो एक और लेवल का झूठ है। बट ठीक है, नहीं, आई गेट योर पॉइंट। आई विल ट्राई टू डू दिस ऑन माय हिंदी चैनल। हिंदी चैनल पे वैसे भी कई सारे जवाब, मतलब जो भी वीडियो होता है ना, वो शुरू ही ऐसे करता हूँ। अक्सर लोग कहते हैं ये, बट मैं अब तक इसमें जातिवाद के ऊपर गया नहीं हूँ, पर मैं बनाऊँगा इसके ऊपर। थैंक यू फॉर द सजेशन। आवारा बिल्ला, आपकी आवाज़ नहीं आ रही है।
हेलो हेलो, आवाज आ रही मेरी?
हाँ, अब आ रही है, हाँ, आ
सर,
रही है।
हाँ, सो मेरा यही मतलब था कि लाइक मैं ये वीडियो उनके लिए नहीं बोला मतलब मैं ये नहीं कहता उनके लिए वीडियो बनाऊँ ताकि उनको समझ में आए, ये मतलब एक हमारी हेल्प के लिए हो जाए चीज
नहीं, नहीं,
बेसिकली।
बिल्कुल समझ गया मैं थोड़ा मतलब ये मुझे लग रहा था आप कहते हैं कि ताकि उनको जवाब के रूप में वो वीडियो दिखाया जा
वो
सके।
नहीं समझने वाले,
हाँ,
वो
पर
होता
अगर
है ना
आपका
जो सो
पॉइंट है
रहा है
कि
उसे,
आप, हाँ,
जो सो रहा है उसे जगा सकते, जो सोने का नाटक कर रहा है उसे नहीं जगा सकते।
बिल्कुल,
उन्हें पता है
एग्ज़ैक्टली।
उनके घर में क्या होता है, उन्हें सब पता है उनकी सोसाइटी में क्या होता है, वो
हुँ,
उसको मतलब देखना नहीं चाहते बेसिकली बस।
या नहीं, वेरी गुड
और
पॉइंट।
मेरे
आई विल मेक दिस ऑन द हिंदी चैनल एंड पब्लिक इट।
सॉरी मैं थोड़ा ज्यादा टाइम ले रहा हूँ, मेरा एक
नहीं, नहीं,
क्वेश्चन
कोई
था
बात
इसके
नहीं।
बाद
एक और चीज़ थी, आपने
कि
बताइए।
सो आई एम लाइक अभी मैं ड्रॉप ईयर लिया है मैंने 12th के बाद, एंड सो
ओके।
माय प्लान सर अभी तो जो ड्रॉप वगैरह में मेरे को जेई वगैरह देना है सो मैं दे दूंगा तैयारी वगैरह
हुँ,
करके।
हुँ, हुँ,
मेरा प्लान था कि इसके बाद मतलब मैं भी अपना यूट्यूब चैनल स्टार्ट करूँ जहाँ पे
हुँ,
मैं अपने जो फेलो बहुजन्स हैं और जो मतलब
हुँ,
हम जैसे मैंने देखा कि हमारी कम्युनिटी में बच्चों में काफ़ी कम नॉलेज होती है इस बारे में कि
हुँ,
लाइक मतलब कि हमें बड़े होके क्या करना है वगैरह वगैरह, क्योंकि एक मतलब जो बोलते हैं ना जो झुंड टाइप का होता है कि अभी 9th में है 10th में फिर 11th में तुम जेई कर लो वगैरह वगैरह, तो
हाँ,
मैं मतलब
हाँ,
ये बेसिकली करना चाहता था कि लाइक मैं भी थोड़ा लाइक आप ही की तरह ऑनलाइन मतलब लाइव स्ट्रीम
हुँ,
करूँ
हुँ,
एंड
हुँ।
थोड़े बहुत मतलब हेल्प वगैरह कर पाऊँ, बट फिर मतलब पेरेंट्स मतलब पेरेंट्स
मतलब
वगैरह कुछ
करियर
दोस्त
और
वगैरह बोल रहे।
एजुकेशनल काउंसलिंग के एरिया में उसकी बात कर रहे हो?
हाँ, बेसिकली
अच्छा,
एंड
ओके।
it will be a like space I will prefer only for Bahujans
हुँ।
because you know like काफ़ी थोड़ा
नो,
मैं
नो,
ये
दिस इज़ अ
मेरे बोलने
ग्रेट
का मतलब
आइडिया,
ये
ग्रेट आइडिया।
मेरा बोलने का मतलब ये नहीं कि लाइक अपर कास्ट नहीं आ सकते उसमें, बट ये है कि हम
नहीं,
लोगों
मैं
के लिए कोई
समझ
सेफ
सकता हूँ।
हाउस नहीं है बेसिकली।
नहीं, नहीं, मैं तो
हुँ,
ये कहता हूँ कि इवन इफ यू वांट टू लेबल योर चैनल एज़ करियर एडवाइस फॉर डीबीए किड्स, इट्स अ ब्रिलियंट
हुँ,
आइडिया बिकॉज़ सच अ प्लेस डज़ नॉट एक्जिस्ट। और कई बार
यप,
यहाँ पे आपने खुद ही देखा होगा, मेरे कमेंट्स में आके लोग एजुकेशनल एडवाइस माँगते हैं, मैं बोलता हूँ मैं करियर काउंसलर नहीं हूँ। इफ यू हैव सच अ
हुँ,
प्लेस, आई विल बी हैप्पी टू रीडायरेक्ट पीपल टू दैट प्लेस।
क्योंकि एक्चुअली क्या है कि जितने भी आज के जैसे मेरा एक सपना था मतलब सपना मतलब बेसिकली लाइक बचपन
हुँ,
में वो लगता था कि लाइक हाँ अमेरिका में जाके पढ़ें, जो अमेरिकन ड्रीम होता है
हाँ,
ना,
हुँ,
एंड सो मेरे को ये सब पता चला 12th क्लास में जब ऑलरेडी मेरा सब जो होना था वो हो चुका था
हुँ,
बेसिकली।
हुँ,
तो
हुँ,
मतलब मेरा मेरा ये मानना है कि अब मेरी कम्युनिटी किसी और बच्चे के साथ ऐसा ना हो कि उसको कहीं जाने का मन करे या उसको कहीं ऐसा सोचे, जैसे काफ़ी से बच्चे बोलते हैं हमें आईआईटी में पढ़ना है बेसिकली। अब
हुँ,
मेरा था कि मेरे को बाहर पढ़ना है, बट देन फिर सही टाइम पे रिसोर्सेज़ नहीं मिले मेरे को, सही टाइम पे पता नहीं चला और कम्युनिटी में इतनी
हुँ,
हमारी मतलब कि जागरूकता है नहीं इस बारे में।
हुँ, हुँ, हुँ,
बट बट इसके बाद फिर एक चीज़ आ जाती है कि लाइक बोलते हैं अभी कि अभी तो तुम मतलब छोटे हो काफ़ी, अभी करियर पे फ़ोकस करो, ये सब बाद में करना। सो आई एम लाइक इन अ बिट ऑफ लाइक ऐसे सिचुएशन में कि मैं अपना माइंड नहीं बना पा रहा हूँ कि मेरे को कोई चीज़ करनी
नहीं, यू
है,
कैन
मतलब
डू
मैं
बोथ,
करना तो बहुत ज़्यादा चाहता हूँ, बट
यू
फिर
कैन डू
काफ़ी
बोथ।
लोग मतलब कहते हैं कि हुँ,
आई थिंक यू कैन डू बोथ। इनफैक्ट अगर तुम एक यूट्यूब चैनल शुरू करते हो जिसमें तुम अपने जैसे दलित बहुजन आदिवासी बैकग्राउंड के लोगों को एजुकेशनल एडवाइस दे रहे हो, दैट इज
हुँ,
ऑल्सो गोइंग टू हेल्प यू करियर वाइज एट सम पॉइंट।
या
ऐसे मतलब एक चीज जो बहुत से लोग रियलाइज नहीं करते, मे बी यू हैवंट, आई डोंट अज्यूम, एक चीज जो बहुत से
हुँ,
लोग
हुँ,
रियलाइज नहीं करते वो ये है कि जो चीजें हम लोग अभी पढ़ रहे हैं इस उम्मीद में कि ये हमारे करियर का फाउंडेशन बनेगी, हो सकता है वो करियर 5 साल में एग्जिस्ट ना करे।
हाँ, नहीं
So
मतलब
you should
बेसिकली मतलब
always
एक
focus on something
हुँ,
that you're passionate about, and if you are passionate about this, then it is entirely possible कि ये तुम्हारा फुल टाइम ऑक्यूपेशन बन जाएगा।
आई एम एक्चुअली इन अ बिट ऑफ अ डिलेमा लाइक अभी मतलब दिमाग मेरा 10 जगह जाता है। मेरे को सिंगिंग भी पसंद है, मेरे को एक्चुअली फिज़िक्स बहुत पसंद है, सो आई वांट टू बी
हाँ,
अ साइंटिस्ट। देन
तुमने
मेरे को
बहुत
कभी
अच्छा
पता
काम
लगता है
किया
कि
है
साइंस
ड्रॉप ईयर
फिक्शन
लेके।
लिखूँगा। हुँ,
तुम अगर
तो मतलब मेरे
गूगल पे
को
आके सर्च करोगे ना, ओडिसी ईयर्स करके एक चीज़ होती है, ODYSSEY ईयर्स।
हुँ,
ये आर्टिकल तब आया था जब हम लोग कॉलेज में थे। मतलब मैं
हुँ,
लगभग आज से 15-20 साल पहले आया था। ओडिसी ईयर्स का सर्च करोगे तो मिलेगा। वो ये है कि ये जो जनरेशन है, मेरी जनरेशन और तुम्हारी जनरेशन, मतलब मेरे से ऊपर वाले का नहीं, पर मेरी और
हुँ,
मेरे से नीचे जो 2 जनरेशन्स हैं, उनमें ये टेंडेंसी काफ़ी है कि वो कोशिश करते हैं ढूँढने की अपने लाइफ़ का पर्पस, करियर
हुँ,
वाइज़। हमारे पहले जनरेशन के पास उतनी फुर्सत नहीं थी। नौकरी
हुँ,
ज़रूरी थी ज़िंदा रहने के लिए। अब चूँकि जो 90s, सॉरी 90s कह रहा हूँ, 2000 अर्ली 2000s के बाद जो एक थोड़ा-सा लीजर पीरियड पॉसिबल हुआ है जनरेशन के लिए, एजुकेशन खत्म होने से जॉब शुरू होने के बीच तक। अगर तुमने एक
हुँ,
ब्रेक लिया है और तुम्हारा दिमाग 10 जगहों पे जा रहा है, तो तुमको डेफ़िनिटली उन 10 जगहों पे जाना चाहिए। तुमको देखना चाहिए क्या-क्या पॉसिबल है। अगर उन 10 जगहों पे जाके तुम 10 बीज बोते हो और उनमें सिर्फ़
हुँ।
एक ही बड़ा पेड़ बनता है, दैट्स ऑल्सो ओके। वो जो पौधे हैं, हो सकता है वो बाद में कभी पेड़ बन जाएँ। सो डोंट वरी अबाउट दिमाग में 10 आइडिया होना इज़ एन एडवांटेज, इट्स नॉट अ डिसएडवांटेज। जिनके पास
आई
10
मीन
आइडिया नहीं होते हैं ना, वो उसी एक
हुँ,
पेड़ पे चढ़ते रहते हैं, जिस दिन वो एक पेड़ गिर जाता है, उनके पास और कुछ नहीं बचता।
आई मीन माय पेरेंट्स एंड टीचर्स वुड डिसएग्री बट ओके आई मीन लेट्स
That's
सी
it
क्या
is
होता है
their
वगैरह।
job to be it is their job to be conservative about your future. It is your job to be liberal about your future.
नहीं
Just
मतलब
look at
मतलब
that way.
मेरे पापा तो लाइक उनका बेसिकली मतलब है तुम्हें किसी भी फील्ड में आना। उन्होंने मुझे कभी नहीं कहा इंजीनियरिंग करो या डॉक्टर बनो। ऑल्दो ही
हुँ।
वांट्स मी टू बी एन आईएएस बट मैं कहता हूँ मुझे साइंटिस्ट बनना है। सो ही इज फ्री अबाउट इट। बट उनका फिर मतलब ये है कि तुम्हें एक चीज चुन लेनी है, मतलब उसको पकड़ लो
नहीं
फिर
वो
कहीं और मत पकड़ो कि तुम ये
नहीं,
पॉलिटिक्स मत
वो
करो।
थोड़ा सरकारी जॉब मेंटालिटी हो जाता है, बट आई डोंट ब्लेम योर फादर फॉर इट बिकॉज़ माय फादर वाज़ लाइक दिस, माय अंकल्स हैव बीन ऑल लाइक दिस। इट्स उससे कुछ फ़र्क नहीं पड़ता। एट द एंड ऑफ द डे तुम्हारी लाइफ़ क्या होने जा रही है वो तुम्हारे हाथ में है। आज से 10 साल बाद जो चीज़ तुम अभी पढ़ रहे हो, जो चीज़ तुम कस के पकड़ लोगे, वो चीज़ कंप्लीटली गायब भी हो सकती है। अभी
बिल्कुल
ऐसे
बिल्कुल।
जर्नलिस्ट हैं जो जिन्होंने बहुत मेहनत करके जर्नलिज़्म पढ़ी थी, वो अब गेमिंग कर
हुँ,
रहे हैं। ऐसे मैं मतलब किसी का पर्टिकुलरली नाम नहीं ले रहा, पर ऐसे जर्नलिस्ट हैं जो कॉर्पोरेट कम्युनिकेशन में चले गए। जो मेरा बैच था जर्नलिज़्म कॉलेज में, उनमें से शायद 5-10 लोग हैं आउट ऑफ 90 पीपल हू आर स्टिल प्रॉपर
अच्छा।
जर्नलिस्ट्स। सो एक चीज़ को पकड़ लेना और सोचना ये काम करेगा पूरी ज़िंदगी, ये मतलब समझदारी का काम नहीं है। ये शायद आज से 30-40 साल पहले काम करता था, पर अब काम नहीं करता। सो इफ योर ब्रेन इज़ गोइंग टू 10 प्लेसेस, लेट इट गो टू 10 प्लेसेस एंड एक्सप्लोर ऑल दोज़ पॉसिबिलिटीज़ एज़ बेस्ट एज़ यू कैन।
आई मीन मतलब साइंस तो मतलब मेरा मेजर है, मतलब इंटरेस्ट है क्योंकि वो चीज़ तो मतलब ऐसा नहीं कि 10 साल बाद वो हट जाएगी, लाइक फिज़िक्स
हुँ।
वगैरह में रिसर्च। बट लाइक हाँ, मतलब काफ़ी मेरा माइंड पॉलिटिक्स में जाता है एंड लाइक साइंस फिक्शन मेरे काफ़ी मन करता है कि मैं भी मतलब खुद का
फिस्ट
कुछ
बम्प
लिखूँ
मैन,
क्योंकि
साइंस फिक्शन फिस्ट बम्प। थैंक यू।
एक्चुअली क्योंकि स्कूल में हम लोग को जिस तरह साइंस पढ़ाया जाता है, उसमें हम लोग को
हुँ।
बिल्कुल इंटरेस्ट नहीं है क्योंकि उसमें इंटरेस्ट मतलब एकदम
वो
निचोड़ दिया
साइंस
जाता है।
बोर कर
और
दिया जाता है।
टू
जी।
बी ऑनेस्ट मेरा इंटरेस्ट साइंस में आया था मार्वल्स मूवीज़ देख के, पहली बार। एंड देन फिर जब मैंने गार्डियंस ऑफ गैलेक्सी देखी तब मेरे को लगा कि
हाँ,
एक्चुअली में ये सब होता है क्या? एंड देन मैंने सर्च किया, द नील डिग्रास टाइसन की वो कॉस्मोस सीरीज़
हाँ।
देखी एंड देन लाइक द होल
नील
आइडिया लाइक
डिग्रास टाइसन
ब्लू
का
अप।
पॉडकास्ट जो है ना स्टार टॉक, उसको भी सुना,
स्टार्ट
बहुत
यप
अच्छा है।
यप।
हुँ।
मैं तो मतलब अब रेगुलरली फॉलो वगैरह भी करता हूँ। ऑल्दो अभी
नाइस।
सब फ़ोन वगैरह लैपटॉप वगैरह बंद है मेरा। बट हाँ, चलिए फिर मतलब जब मैं कोशिश करूँगा शायद तो आपके चैनल पे फिर से आएँगे ऑडियो वीडियो में थोड़े टिप्स माँगने के लिए।
जी, जी, बिल्कुल, बिल्कुल।
ओके, थैंक यू फॉर
थैंक
हैविंग मी एंड अगेन कांग्रेट्स।
थैंक यू आभार बल्ला। बाय-बाय। ये हाँ, hold on. Before I proceed, I want to thank Aditya Natraj for the 179 rupees ka super chat. Congratulations, Vimo. Brilliant community here. Thank you, Aditya. I hope you realize that you are part of it. And let me read a few comments before I take on Anil Kapoor, who's in the chat. I hope this is not the real Anil Kapoor. I mean, not the famous Anil Kapoor. Shuddhodhan says, I feel scared a lot by just looking at the hatred around me, and I'm not even a Muslim. The sheer amount of bloodlust people have, I fear of outright civil war. How do you go around it? Uh, Anil, oh, you're already on screen. Hold on, let me just remove you for a little bit. I'll bring you back. I fear outright civil war. How do you go around it? You go around it by keeping hope as best as you can, because it's like asking, how do you breathe? We have to go around it, right? If you don't need an explanation for how you breathe, why would you need an explanation for how do you go around feelings of despair? If you don't go around feelings of despair, what is the option? What is the alternative? Drown in despair, because that will suit those who want to drown us in despair. It will suit them just fine. This is what they want. They want us to be drowning in despair so that we are unable to dream, unable to sing, smile, support each other, etc. So having hope is not something that you fall into by default. It is something you have to consciously do, consciously choose to have hope. Taranga says, I think you are a bridge in many ways, Vimo. This is what I really appreciate about you. Thank you, Taranga. And I don't think I need to tell you how much of a role you have played in the last couple of years, bringing me to this intellectual position where I'm able to have uh, understanding of things that are completely beyond my reach, honestly, because of social reasons, because of privileged reasons. But yeah, you are much appreciated and a very valuable member of the community and a friend. Osmo says, yeah, Hinduism is pretty dead. You have to educate on social issues. Go for it. Uh, Osmos then says, what is Bahujans? Bahujans is the wide spanning term for the Dalit community, I suppose. That is where the name of the BSP came from, Bahujan Samaj Party. Expecto says, even if you prove them wrong about discrimination, they still remain intact to their beliefs. Yeah, because it is very uncomfortable to see oneself as belonging to an oppressor category. That's why people don't want to do it. That's why the people don't like to do it. Samat says, Avaravilla, I wish you all the best for your channel and I intend to be one of the first subscribers to it. Yes, I shall be the first. You can be the second. Taranga says, Osmos, please do read about the Bahujan movement and consciousness as initiated by Manyavar Kanshiram. Marmat says, Osmos, Bahujan majority technically, but in colloquial usage, it means the deprived community who constitute our maximum population. Yes. Sumana calls Taranga the coolest. जॉफरी सेज अब राइट विंग सर्कल्स में ये ओपिनियन ऑलमोस्ट यूनानिमसली एक्सेप्टेड है कि कास्ट सिस्टम ब्रिटिशर्स की देन है एंड व्हेन कन्फ्रंटेड विद एविडेंस वो बोलते हैं कि पहले वर्ण सिस्टम था फ्लेक्सिबल में वो तो वर्ड गेम है इट्स लाइक फेसबुक के अगेंस्ट लॉ सूट आया फेसबुक ने अपना नाम बदल के मेटा रख दिया एंड देन फेसबुक सेज मैं तो फेसबुक हुई नहीं मैं तो मेटा हूँ मैं बहुत मेटा हूँ it's such a it's not it's a metaphor, it's a joke, again metaphor, it's a joke, but that is what is happening. Some time ago, hold on Anil Kapoor, 1 second, let me just finish this chain of thought. Some time ago there was someone in this live stream only, someone came and said that the Gita does not say that caste is by birth. I said, okay, what is caste by? He says caste is based on people's gunas. Then I said, okay, so where do gunas come from? Are gunas something that people have at birth? He said, yes. So वही हुआ ना घुमा फिरा के. Caste is not from birth. Caste is from gunas, but guna is from birth. Therefore, caste is from birth. नहीं, घुमा फिरा के बात करेंगे ताकि बेसिक चीज ज्यादा कंफ्यूजिंग हो जाए. Now Anil Kapoor. Hi Anil, sorry for the delay. Hello, Anil.
Yeah, hi Vimo, are you able to hear me?
Yes, I'm able to hear you. Yes.
Hi, are you able to hear me?
Yes, I'm able to hear you.
Hello.
I'm able to hear you.
Yeah,
Can
hi,
you
hi.
hear me?
Yeah, thank you. My phone is a bit.
Okay.
I can hear you. I can hear you. Are you
I
able
think
to hear
there's a
me?
bit of a lag. I think there's a bit of a lag.
Okay, I think there is a
So
slight
when I
delay.
finish my sentence, you start speaking and I will not interrupt you. Go on.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, my phone is really bad, and that's the reason why that lag is coming. So, first of all, congratulations, Vimo, for the 100th live stream. And
Thank
I
you.
am not, yeah, so I am not, I don't think, I would, and this is my first time I'm coming in, and I don't place myself anywhere in any of these slots. I'm not an atheist. I'm not a theist. I just don't have time for all these things. So I read and listen to a lot of opinions across the spectrum, and I have a very weird habit of kind of whenever I see people speaking with a lot of confidence, I
Hmm.
have a very weird habit of poking holes in their theories, or kind of becoming a devil's advocate, and kind of breaking the chips on their shoulders. So with right wing folks, I find it very easy. I mean, most of them don't have a clue about what they are talking about, at least in the
Hmm.
Indian space. However, in the West, I find that people, the right wing folks, even they have maybe slightly more logical approach, but they are also,
Hmm.
at the end of the day, they are also breakable. But on the other side of the spectrum, be it atheists, or if I leave aside the capitalist, uh, socialist conundrum, the
Hmm.
atheist
Hmm.
point of view, I mean, that
Hmm.
that is really very difficult to break. Even though there are some points where you can break that, especially in terms of science and morality. I mean, I'm not here to discuss or debate. I'm just saying my point of view as a very neutral observer across the spectrum. So atheist point of views are very strong, and you have a logical way of putting things on a lot of topics, which I really appreciate as a very neutral observer.
Thanks, man. I'm actually not a neutral observer. I don't wish to like break your illusions or anything, but I'm not a neutral observer. I'm extremely biased in favor of certain social justice issues, and I'm proud to say that I am. Because a lot of times when we talk about being a neutral observer, we forget our own social position. And I have never even tried to hide the fact that I belong to an oppressor category. I'm an upper caste Hindu male in India, uh, living and working under a government which is a Hindutva political party, basically. So the difference that you experience between Indian right wingers and American right wingers, I think, is primarily because I think the difference would be this: their society has had a long time to be exposed to ideas like free expression. So even if you make jokes about America, they don't get their chaddis in a bunch. Even their right wingers don't get their chaddis in a bunch the way ours do. So
Yeah,
even their most conservative people, like there are plenty of problems there, right? But I find that
yeah,
as far as this getting extremely sensitive about everything at the drop of a hat thing is concerned, even their conservatives don't do it because they have had a
yeah,
200-year history of being exposed to the idea that it's just someone's opinion. हमारे यहाँ तो
yeah.
we are not a mature democracy is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, also I have seen that the way they debate in the West,
Hmm.
be it any
Hmm.
side of the spectrum, they recognize the logical fallacies which they, like whataboutism or straw man argument. They
Hmm.
have a much better way of debating rather than our folks who at the drop of the hat they'll resort to whataboutism. अरे यहाँ नहीं हुआ था तो तुम कहाँ थे जब ये हो रहा था, अरे ये हो रहा था,
हाँ, हाँ,
अरे
हाँ. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
kind of in the
Like if
straw
you
man
find
argument.
you're
Yeah,
talking about debates with American conservatives because I think even that is starting to go down the drain. Like there was a time of, like about 10 to 15 years ago when the only people you would talk to online would be people who knew about logical fallacies. But these days it doesn't seem to work. These days it's like I will say this because a lot of them tend to be from the white Christian demographic and they are frequently in exposed to atheistic ideas because the so-called neo-atheist movement took place in Europe and America. So they have had about 10 years 15 years to get exposed to that sort of stuff. So उनको बहुत बार सुनना पड़ा है लॉजिकल फैलेसीज के बारे में सो दे गॉट एक्सपोज टू इट. हमारे यहाँ द कॉन्वर्सेशन नेवर रीचेस दैट पॉइंट. द मोमेंट समवन सेज समथिंग एंड यू से ओके दैट्स अ लॉजिकल फैलेसी, हमारे यहाँ टेंडेंसी है I can say the same about you without thinking, without even assessing whether or not the person who is talking to you is saying the same thing. You say, okay, that's an argument from ignorance. I can also say the same about you. No, you can't because I didn't make an argument yet. I'm pointing out your argument. If I'd made, if I'd like, have you heard of ad hominem, right?
yeah, 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 yeah.
So people seem to think ad hominem means an insult when it does not. Ad hominem is if I said that your argument is invalid because again I said some insult. If I said that you're from if you're white, therefore your argument is invalid, that is ad hominem.
Mm,
If I am simply calling you a
mm.
white man and you feel insulted by it, that's not an ad hominem. if I use an insult to justify an argument, that is ad hominem. हमारे यहाँ वो हो रहा है. हमारे यहाँ the biggest problem is people love labels and not the substance of it. So the logical fallacy का नाम याद रख लेंगे, चिपका देंगे, पर the thing doesn't they won't think about whether the thing actually applies or not.
Yeah, true. And the best way to call them, I mean, I don't know how to call, because whataboutism is a very irritating thing, which especially people
Yeah.
at the right do. आज ये हो
Yeah.
रहा है तो तब तुम कहाँ थे जब ये हो रहा था, तब तुम कहाँ थे. I don't know how to
मैं
break
पैदा
that,
नहीं हुआ था.
but yeah, that's what I use, and I go to a different era altogether. जैसे कोई बोलते थे तुम तब कहाँ थे, then I'll go to the early man stage. तुम कब कहाँ थे जब निएंडरथल मैन और क्रो-मैग्नन मैन में लड़ाई हो रही थी.
नहीं, मैं
Then,
तो
I
शट
mean,
डाउन करने मैं शट डाउन करने की कोशिश करता हूँ, बिकॉज़ उसका कोई अंत नहीं निकलेगा. इवेंचुअली सब बिग बैंग पे पहुँच जाएँगे और इधर-उधर देखेंगे भाई आप क्या बोले? क्योंकि इफ समवन सेज तब तुम कहाँ थे? इट I try to point out that it doesn't matter मैं कहाँ पे था, right? The
yeah,
point is
true.
that I am pointing out something that is happening in today. Every time someone tries to take the discussion into the past, they're diverting from the topic. So I try to make it very clear that मुझे फ़र्क नहीं पड़ता तब क्या हुआ था. मुझे फ़र्क नहीं पड़ता 200
Yes.
साल पहले, 3000 साल पहले, 3 करोड़ साल पहले क्या हुआ था. अभी मेरे सामने अन्याय हो रहा है. उसके बारे में मुझे बात करनी है. If you are not able to talk about it, you are wasting my time and you should feel free to fuck off.
True. Well, congratulations, and wishing you all the best. Maybe
Thanks, Anil.
I'll be there as a regular viewer, and be there for
Thank
you,
you.
supporting you.
Thank you.
अभी तक कोई contribution नहीं दिया, but definitely I'll do that in the near future.
Up to you completely. The contributions are not really, a thing that I would insist on. If you're just a member of the community, I suppose at some point of time you will. And even if people don't, and the content is always free, it doesn't matter.
Sure. Thank you, Vimo.
Thanks, Anil.
Bye.
Thanks a lot. Thanks for joining. That was Anil Kapoor, and much to the sadness of certain members in the chat, he was not the Bollywood or Anil Kapoor, but he was still a nice Anil Kapoor. Code Chakra says, I have made Ambedkarite calendar app myself and I haven't shared my identity on any social media because I post radical opinion on my calendar app. I don't want someone to come at my door. That's understandable. Kshitij says, Anil Kapoor is maybe using a voice changer. Puneet says, I said to my very close friend that stop worshipping billionaires. They are corrupt beyond belief. He said, I focus on the oh God. I focus on the positives of people only. ये privileged लोग कब सुधरेंगे? मतलब I think one of the things we should get into the habit of saying is हम privileged लोग कब सुधरेंगे? When we start saying वो लोग और हम लोग, we forget that they are us and they are from the same social background and that it is not about people. It is about a system. So हम जब उनकी बात करते हैं तो हमें हम शब्द का इस्तेमाल करना चाहिए क्योंकि ये ज़रूरी है याद रखना कि इट्स नॉट अबाउट द पीपल, इट्स अबाउट अ सिस्टम. श्रेयस सेज, बॉलीवुड वाले अब ट्राई कलर का डीपी लगाएंगे ना बेस्ड ऑन द ऑर्डर फ्रॉम देयर मास्टर हु इज अ पार्ट टाइम सोशल मीडिया इन्फ्लुएंसर. दैट शुड सॉल्व ऑल आवर प्रॉब्लम्स. जय हिंद. Anil Kapoor is using his childhood voice. Kshitij says, Anil Kapoor has used a voice changer or they would have boycotted his movie. Samar says, I had this thought once people change their DPs on social media, it will be easier for me to surgically strike on any Facebook friend list and remove all these bugs. I did it earlier, but it was hard. That's actually a good point. Nadir is here. Lo, main aa gaya. Hi, Nadir. Taranga says hi. Nadir says, congratulations, Vimo, on 100. Thanks, Nadir. Although, please clarify that I'm talking about 100 episodes and not my age. Nadir says, 100 dard hain, 100 rahat hain, 100 episodes. Wow. Osmo says, yeah, India does not have any poster boys like Richard Dawkins, Christopher Hitchens, Sam Harris. That is why today also some liberals are okay with blasphemy laws. Yeah. Not liberal, I mean left. Yeah, I guess some people on the left are okay with blasphemy laws, but primarily it is a liberals wala problem. Specifically, urban Indians who are willing to say, Arey, Taranga is in the queue. Taranga, wait 1 second. Let me finish the chain of thought. But thank you for joining. The urban liberal is the kind of person who will say that Hindutva and ism are different things when they're frankly not these days. So they want to be seen as people on the right side of history as far as social justice is concerned, but they also don't want to take the necessary step of laying criticism at the religion that is responsible for this. So they will try to, you know, create that divide ki ye, that is bad Hindu, that this is good Hindu. So and that is why these things continue to exist. तरंगा को लेते हैं स्क्रीन पे. हाय तरंगा.
Hello, hello. I'm
What's
not
up?
switching on my camera because the angle is not very flattering.
That's okay. Perfectly
So,
all right.
yeah, I just wanted to say congratulations, and I wanted to say that just to expand on what on this momentous occasion, to expand on what I said in the chat, which is that as someone who is putting themselves out there, right, which is you and a lot of other people who put their content online, uh,
Hmm.
I I think that what I appreciate the most about what you do is that you're being authentic about what you don't know. Okay, as much as what you do know and what you do feel. So you know that someone had you only had said na that Taranga had perhaps been on this journey earlier, but I'm one of those
Yeah.
people. The equivalent is that कान में ही communist manifesto पढ़ा गया था at the time of their birth, right? And
हाँ.
for me, it has been so it's not even like a lot of other people on your stream who have come to even understand socialist or leftist positions much later on. For
Hmm.
me, it is someone who has always been socialist and then grew into being a feminist, right? Because of
Hmm.
their
Hmm.
identity.
Hmm.
What I really I mean, what has also, of course, become a friendship, yeah, right, is with
Hmm.
you, is that I feel that like, I have noticed, right, a few live streams ago, maybe a couple of months ago, where you said, मैं तो socialist ही हूँ, and I was like, didn't you know that, to someone who was a caller, and I was like, yes, नहीं, जब मैंने join किया था ये live stream, ये नहीं बोल रहा था ये उल्टा ये
हाँ.
बोल रहा था, मुझे नहीं पता, या शायद देखना चाहिए, या नहीं, मैं communist तो नहीं हूँ, मैं ये leftist नहीं हूँ.
नहीं,
You
मैं
were
ये बोल रहा
saying
था.
that
I'll tell you what
clearly,
I
right?
remember what I used to say. I used to say
हाँ,
कि India is a diverse country. There is plenty of space here for many different ideologies and religions. So why can't we have
correct.
capitalism and communism at the same time?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you were like also accepting other influencers' live stream requests on Insta, etc. And later I was
हाँ.
texting you things like, yeah, what was this person saying? Please. Okay. But I just wanted to say that for me, so even as a socialist, as a leftist, as a feminist, I like Avara Billa and more like Anil Kapoor, actually, who arrived on this live stream before me. I just
Hmm.
wanted to say, that I'm not someone who um, easily says, हाँ मैं इधर हूँ और मैं इधर ही रहूंगी, right? And
Hmm.
it's very
Hmm.
rare for me to find other people who don't stop themselves from either calling out themselves or calling out others, right? Even
Hmm.
those who are allies. So
Hmm.
one thing is, of course, that I really appreciate that, and that's why I'm so happy, and I continue to engage with you and your content apart from our friendship. Like, I gotta stop attending your live streams, right? It doesn't
हाँ.
really matter, but I didn't want to because I think you're doing something very important, which is what I was saying in that comment in the chat. I think you're a bridge because a lot of spaces, whether socialist, feminist, leftist, are progressive, even, right? Even left
Hmm.
liberal, they're
Hmm.
very, like you keep saying, right? Like, they easily cancel people, they cut out people, and that's crap because that's not. As a
The
socialist and as
gatekeeping,
a
you mean?
feminist, I'm saying exactly. And as a
Hmm.
socialist and a feminist, I'm saying that uh, that's not a material realities acknowledging perspective, which we
Hmm.
should, if we think that, or we are aiming to call ourselves or be accepted as socialist or feminist. One. And the
Hmm.
second thing I wanted to say is that what I appreciate the most, and there are people here in the live right now, Nadir, Sumana, etc., who Meeta, so many people, right? And of course, Anam, everyone who I really, for me, what makes the most meaning in communities is the people that I develop like relationships with, which are of choice, right? There is no social
Yeah.
legal obligation. I
Yeah.
really appreciate that.
Like choosing
And
a family.
absolutely. And it doesn't
Yeah.
matter whether that's online. And that's the last thing I wanted to say, which is that, frankly, during that lockdown, when I was all alone in Bombay and then I started listening to you and, regularly attending your live streams, and then also appeared on it and stuff like that, see, I mean, right, that I've had, like, now a hidden disability almost has cropped up for
Yeah.
me. I'm going to be shifting a third time to a third different
Yeah.
city in the last 2 years. I have left a job which is very powerful. I've done a whole lot of things, and all of what one thing that has stayed with me is this space which you in particular, as a umra also, because you and I are only a few months apart in terms of our lived experience,
Zoomer
years,
kids.
is that एक्सेनियल kids. Zoomers
Exennial.
are the
Yes.
Gen Z,
Exennial.
right? जो अभी, हाँ, correct,
Exennials.
yeah,
Yeah.
हम तुम और मैं एक्सेनियल हैं, और but you are one of those exennials who's opened me up to that, the online or virtual space, and sci tech in general can also be
Hmm.
a space where you can meet people and have friends. And I think that that is something, and make meaningful relationships out of it. I think that that's also very important for me. It doesn't have to be gate kept communities. You don't have to meet people who are either perfect right wingers or left wingers or perfect feminists. You can work with people anyway. Which, yeah, so I just wanted to say this stuff, and end. Like, I don't want to take up too much of your time, but yeah, I just wanted to say this. I don't know why. After 2 months of bad days, I'm feeling okay right now to say this. So,
I'm
yeah,
very glad to
thanks.
hear that.
Thank you
I'm
for
very
that.
glad to hear that you're feeling okay because you have been going through
Yep.
some shit. So yeah, thanks,
But
Taranga. I don't
yeah,
know
but
what
it's
to.
all good because you're all there. Yeah, you're all there. I just wanted to say to everyone that please listen to Vimo, but then go and read on your own also. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
Yeah.
One of the
Yeah.
if like
Yeah.
if you remember back in Instagram times, one of the most frustrating things was people asking for book recommendations.
Oh yeah. But that I always have. I
Yeah.
always have book
So
recommendations. You were
yeah, yeah,
unhappy
yeah.
during one particular tweet stream because you're like, hey Bhagwan Taranga is here and she's saying a book recommendation. So
No,
ऐसा
no, I
नहीं
was
है
not
कि
unhappy.
बारे मेरे
I was saying
differences भी हैं.
I was unhappy because in every episode somebody came and asked for recommend a book without giving me any details about what kind of a book they wanted. So I just redirected them towards the URL.
Correct. Yeah. But yeah, I think that that should also stay with everyone here because there's a tendency for people to become bhakts anyway in our world. It's like
Oh yeah,
ये
generally.
इस इंसान ने जो बोला है वो फाइनल है, and
हाँ,
yeah, I just like to keep reminding everyone कि वो मत करना. Vimo
हाँ.
introduces you to a lot of interesting things and a lot of important things, but please read on your own. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
And in
That's
fact,
all.
definitely,
Yeah.
definitely do not turn me into a guru because it's one of the things that I'm afraid of the most. Thinking like people will look at someone online and think that, okay, he has been talking about topics 1 to 5. Maybe he's an expert on topics 6 to 9 also. That is not the case. If I don't know something, I'll tell people that I don't know about it.
Correct, but then sometimes there are things that are even beyond like what you can mention that you don't know about, and I think that yeah, it's important to nevertheless. Like anyway, मैं तो आती ही रहूंगी जब तक
Oh,
ability
absolutely.
है. I will keep turning up to correct or share or say more. So,
So
but
are you saying
congratulations again, friend.
thank you, Taranga? But are you saying you're going to provide free labor?
I do already, don't I? But all of that's mutual aid. And for people who
Yes,
want to understand about mutual aid, go read Kropotkin. Okay. On that
I will
note, I
definitely
say
be
bye
reading about
bye.
a mutual aid Kropotkin. Yes, I will be doing that. But
Yes,
thank you, Taranga, for
yes.
coming and speaking.
Yeah,
And as
yeah. And
always, your presence is very much
congratulations
appreciated.
again.
Thank you. Thank you.
Congratulations. I think you're very important. I don't care who else says what. Yeah, yep. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye. Bye. Bye.
Bye bye. Okay, a moment. Like, I need time to recover from that, man. A little bit at least. Hey, Gunduchi is here. Gunduchi is Vimo for me is Charbatia and clay toys and comic books and science fiction and paneer. Gunduchi is my nephew. We kind of grew up together. Not exactly grew up together, but grew up together intellectually because in our family, he and I are basically the only two persons like us. We're the ones who are into American science fiction entertainment, toys, comic books, and paneer, of course. But I think he has better choice than me as far as food is concerned. He cooks. Gunduchi, if you want to come on screen, please click the pinned link. Uh, Osmo says, Vimo, very less people in India take live callers. I think no one does. You can make a big impact. No, I think people live streaming is something that is growing. I mean, I could share industry statistics with you, but that will be boring. But live streaming as an industry is going to grow in the coming few years, which is why I'm saying to all the people who are listening, if you want to start a YouTube channel now. You don't need anything apart from your mobile phone. You can do live streams from your phones. It can be proper graphics wala live streams also. Just figure out a way to do it. There are tools, etc. that if you want, I can talk about on some other episode. But yeah, people are taking callers. People are doing live shows. Uh, uh, and this is only going to grow in the coming few months. So yeah. Nader says, "Ha, Bemo, thanks for giving us a family." Nader, you already have a family. Although the extended family of ideological, alignment, I am glad that you are part of mine. I didn't give it to you. It happened, and you are also my family in that respect. Samar says, Vimo said the same thing as Ambedkar about communism, socialism, and capitalism. Samar says, one can't limit Vimo to one ism, and that is the best part about. अरे यार, थोड़ा ज़्यादा हो रहा है अभी. I wish I had a moderator so that I did not feel vain putting these comments on screen. Nader says, Vimo for me is clarity of mind and making fiery peace with things around and learning how to deal with them and yourself. What is fiery peace? Was that a typo? Right. So there is a. Manmat says, Vimo for me is how unflinchingly he comes across honesty. Thank you, Manmat. Much appreciated. Neeraj says, I accidentally listened to a right wing channel where he was opposed to putting Tiranga on his roof because he claims that it was made by Muslim and said, but Bhagwa flag is put Bhagwa flag instead of Tiranga. Okay. I guess दुनिया में उल्लू के पट्टों की कमी नहीं है. And we clearly just saw an example of one. Not you, Neeraj, the person who you were talking about. Nadir says, Vimo, please recommend a book with 100 in its title. I can recommend a book with the word trillion in its title. It's called Trillion Year Spree, A Brief History of Science Fiction. It's an entire history of science fiction when it started to not present times, I guess, the late 90s. Kawan says, Swami Vibho. ऑस्मोस says, साला ये यूरोप का हीट वेव महाराष्ट्र में भी आ गया क्या? महाराष्ट्र में गर्मी हो रही है क्या? गर्मी तो है, हर जगह है. अभी यहाँ पे भी बहुत गर्मी है. आई शो यू. मुझे इतनी गर्मी लग रही है कि मैं 3 वाटर बॉटल रख के बैठा हूँ यहाँ पे. इनफैक्ट आज इतना पानी पिया कि मेरा आधा दिन मुझे लगता है कि मूत्र विसर्जन में बीतने वाला है. नादिर says 100 paneers of Aryavarta by Chitragupta. श्री श्री 108 वेमोजी महाराज. Sumana says it's a privilege to have Vimo as your uncle. Yeah. I'm sure Gunduchi does not regret any part of his childhood. I remember one part of his childhood where I threw a frisbee and it hit his head and he was crying very loudly and I did not want to be blamed for it. So I took him to the roof and asked him to recite the word Jhumri Talaiya. And he did also while crying, Jhumuri Toila. Sarvesh says, mutual aid. Taranga, do you believe in anarchist tendencies? Kropotkin's Conquest of Bread was an excellent read, hence asking. यार मुझे क्रोपोटकिन पढ़ना पड़ेगा. इतने बार recommend हो चुका है वो, including with as far as people calling this YouTube channel Indian Bread Tube. So I should probably read because bread, it's a Kropotkin thing apparently. Kavan says, if we all played intellectual Ghar Ghar, you would all be part of my family. Okay. XYZ says, Vimo, your channel should grow fast, but it isn't. So many channels that started around the same time have grown up to 30, 60K. Why? It hurts. I don't know, man. I suppose they're better at YouTube video SEO or something. And also ये channel में जो video है ना, इसको this channel is more likely to have repeat viewers. But a lot of channels which are growing really fast are growing fast because of search engine traffic. So any of these live streams are not about any one thing. 50 चीज़ों के बारे में conversation होती है. These are basically podcasts. Fortunately, in the recent past, YouTube has announced that it is going to prioritize podcast in some way in its algorithm. So इसका podcast का audience चैनल के व्यूज़ बहुत आ रहे हैं, चैनल का वॉच टाइम भी बढ़ रहा है, पर सब्सक्राइबर्स नहीं बढ़ रहे हैं क्योंकि people don't want to be notified every single day about a 1 hour video. That is what is happening. A lot of people are subscribed, but more people are not subscribing because they don't want to get notifications. And I understand that. However, इस चैनल का थीम तो बदलने वाला नहीं है. इस चैनल का गोल हमेशा से था डेली होना, मतलब एज ऑफन एज पॉसिबल होना और लाइव होना. तो ये वीडियो चैनल नहीं है. तो इस पे उस तरह की ग्रोथ की उम्मीद मैं नहीं कर सकता जितना कि एक ऐसे चैनल पे होती है जिस पे वीडियो जाते हैं. So I guess that's okay. I don't mind it. Community strong होनी चाहिए. Views are numbers. Samad says, Vimo, come on, ज़्यादा नहीं हो रहा. It's a day of celebration. I suppose I dug my own grave when I said let us celebrate. Sumana says, Swami Vimohanand. Eman says, गर्मी तो है भाई. हाँ भाई, गर्मी तो बहुत है. गर्मी हर जगह हो रही है आज. बहुत ह्यूमिडिटी है. Kshitij says, you should have one more bottle to discharge. I have a toilet. Samad says, water bottles replace the iconic glass of Vimo. I'm going to bring the glass back. Although I think I'm going to bring something else back. I wanted to, by the way, जल्दी ही इस चैनल पे मर्च आने वाला है. मैं मर्च का अनाउंसमेंट आज करना चाहता था, बट अनफॉर्चुनेटली इट्स टेकिंग अ लिटिल मोर टाइम देन एंटिसिपेटेड. जब मर्च आ जाएगा तो आई विल प्रोबेबली हैव अ कप ऑफ माय ओन विथ my own slogan or something on it, and we'll make that the default thing. Avirbhav is here. Hi Avirbhav, happy 100. Do you want to come on screen and talk a bit? If you want to, you can click the link in the chat, in the pinned comment. Gunduchi says, don't spill my secrets. Sumana says, Vimo, you should start using clickbait titles. Clickbait titles, okay. Yeah, I mean, I kind of do, but I guess I'm not very good at it. I try to put text in the thumbnail that is. Also, one of the reasons might be that my thumbnails have a template. Like it's not a radically different thumbnail every time. Same colors, बस text बदलता है, मेरी शक्ल बदलती है थोड़ी सी. That's all. Avara Billa says, we are all Vimo's family. चलो उनके घर में रहते हैं अब. पुनीत says, यही एक चैनल है जिसकी नोटिफिकेशन अच्छी लगती है. थैंक यू. चलो पुनीत थोड़ा अलग किस्म का आदमी है, उसको नोटिफिकेशन पसंद है. Preet Raj says, congratulations on 100 episodes. Thank you, Preet. Hold on. Gunduchi says, merch. Yes, merch is coming. T-shirts and mugs, I suppose, at the very least. And I have started on the design work. The arrangements with the merch provider is also over. Whenever it becomes available, I'll just tell you guys. Sumana says, international shipping bhi chahiye. I don't know if that is going to be possible, but I will try to make it possible for you. We shall see. Osmo says, but is merch profitable? I suppose it's an experiment right now. I want to see if it adds a significant amount of revenue to my monthly income, which is not much from the YouTube channel. So I'll see if it grows. If it grows very well, then I'll add more merch and I'll try to make better arrangements. Right now, it's an experiment to see if it works. I mean, Instagram पे 30,000 35,000 लोग हैं अभी followers. YouTube से कुछ लोग जाएंगे, Instagram से कुछ लोग आएंगे और कुछ t-shirts वगैरह तो बिक ही जाएंगे. The way to find out if something works is to try it, and that's what I'm trying to do. Evan says, one more bottle discharge. Please, it reminds me of that one scene from Mela. मैंने मेला नहीं देखा है. मेला जब आया था तब मैं कॉलेज में था, +2 में था, I think. Okay, Avirbhav, I read your comment. We shall talk about it later. I don't know what happened. What is the issue? Purvesh says, merch में सबका मालिक fake है, t-shirt compulsory. Okay. अब पूर्व says, yep, thumbnails need improvement. देखते हैं thumbnail क्या कुछ करते हैं. Can someone help me out with the thumbnails? Like, should I make different thumbnails for every episode? because one of the things I try to do with thumbnails is that लाइव स्ट्रीम में क्या होने वाला है मुझे कभी पता नहीं होता. लाइव स्ट्रीम खत्म होने के बाद पता चलता है कि इसका टॉपिक क्या है. And I go back and change the thumbnail. But I do want the thumbnails to look like it's a podcasting thumbnail. Episode, number, title, and familiar colors, etc. So am I doing something wrong? नीरज है सबका मालिक फेक है प्लीज डोंट चेंज इट. नहीं सबका मालिक फेक वाला आ रहा है. Sumana says she wants a power structures t-shirt. Okay, we shall be arranging that also. Kshitij says I would rather watch my wall instead of Mela. Samad says I'm glad my friend introduced me to this channel. I'm thankful to her. I'm waiting for merch, and if anyone in Canada needs Vimo's merch, I can bring it for you if international shipping is not available. If international shipping is not available. Okay, I guess Samarth can help in this respect. We shall see. We shall see. Kavan says, yeah, Sumana, power structures is a great idea. Vimo's face cropped on the aliens meme, guys. Yeah, that's actually not a bad idea. हाँ मतलब जिंदगी बर्बाद हो जाएगी because if people just start using it as a meme everywhere. पर देखते हैं. Eman says, Vimo, please hum your Star Trek theme song. Haven't heard it. Arey, that's because you don't attend only. I have been humming the Star Trek theme song. Such a. Arey, स्वप्ने लग गया screen पे. I keep humming the Star Trek theme song. Abhirabhav, what's up? Mute ho.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, excellent audio.
सबसे पहले तो
प्रोफेशनल लाइव स्ट्रीमर लगते हो मुझे. अरे वाह.
हाँ सर करने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं. By the way, happy 100th.
Thank you so much.
And I can proudly say कि मैं ये चैनल 1 साल से पहले से देख रहा हूँ.
हाँ ये चैनल शुरू होने से पहले से देख रहे हो शायद इंस्टाग्राम पर. You're a hipster.
इस चैनल का बीज तो तभी बोया गया था.
हाँ उस चैनल का बीज एक्चुअली बोया गया था. एक यूट्यूब चैनल था, मैं सोच रहा था उस पर लाइव स्ट्रीम करूँ ना करूँ. फिर एक दूसरा खोला गेमिंग के लिए, फिर पता चला गेमिंग में एक्चुअली उतना इंटरेस्ट है नहीं और या स्टैमिना नहीं है लाइव स्ट्रीमिंग करने का. फिर सोचा आपकी शक्ल दिखा के बातचीत कर लेता हूँ.
हम लोग चीजें ट्राई करते रहते हैं ना कि अच्छा मुझे भी इंटरेस्ट है तो मे बी आई कैन डू दिस एज वेल. So I also tried that gaming thing, but it didn't work out for me. By the way, I just want to know why people keep hating on Mela. It's such a great film.
I have no idea. I have not even seen it.
It's one of the greatest films ever made, and I think
one of the greatest films ever made is रब ने बना दी जोड़ी.
I haven't seen
it. You haven't seen it?
I haven't seen that. No.
You should. I think it's probably the last. I do think that most people are not going to agree with me on this, but I think in the last 30-40 years, one of the best Bollywood films is Rab Ne Bana Di Jodi, and most people don't get it.
Okay. Last 30-40 years.
Get it.
Last 30-40 years.
Yes.
Okay. चलो मैं देख ही लेता हूँ finally.
It's a very quintessentially Bollywood film. Which is not saying much, but still.
क्योंकि see whenever a Yash Raj film comes out ना, it's for me it's very mainstream. I only see a Yash Raj film के भाई ये तो सिर्फ पैसा कमाने के लिए बनाया होगा. सबटेक्स्ट वगैरह इसमें होगा या नहीं होगा पता नहीं. लेकिन हाँ एंटरटेनिंग बहुत होगी, ये मेरा मानना होता है. क्योंकि यश राज की आदत है. यश राज आपको पैसा कम देता है, चाहे आप कोई भी हो. It doesn't matter who you are. यशराज आपको पैसा कम देगा लेकिन आपके सामने वो एक डील रख देगा जो कि बहुत ल्यूक्रेटिव होगी. लाइक यशराज इज ऑलवेज गोइंग टू डू लाइक 2 or 3 फिल्म्स का डील एक साथ. वो आपको कहेगा कि देखो जो आपका पर फिल्म का रेट है मैं उससे कम दूंगा, लेकिन मैं आपसे 3 फिल्म का कॉन्ट्रैक्ट एक साथ करूंगा और आप 3 फिल्मों में आओगे मेरे साथ. तो ये चीजें होती हैं. और उसके बाद पैसा टाइम पे देता है, मतलब कम देता है लेकिन टाइम पे देता है, आपको मरना नहीं पड़ता. तो वो चीज बहुत अच्छी है उसकी.
कम देता है पर टाइम पे देता है.
कम देता है लेकिन टाइम पे देता है, रुलाता नहीं है.
ओके. पर कम क्यों देता है?
क्योंकि उसको मतलब आदत है ना कि मैं यशराज हूं तो मेरे तुम काम करोगे तुम्हारा नाम होगा. एंड व्हिच इज
अच्छा ये वो वाला है पैसे का क्या करे, एक्सपोजर ले एक्सपोजर.
नहीं इट इज एक्चुअली ट्रू इन यशराज केस. इन बाय वर्किंग विद यशराज यू एक्चुअली गेट योर नेम हाइलाइटेड. यशराज की फिल्म कर रही है. इट्स अ स्टेटस सिंबल.
नाइस.
So that's that. बट
तो
अदर देन
तुम्हारा
दैट
लाइव स्ट्रीम कैसे चल रहा है? आई रियलाइज yesterday you did episode 47.
हाँ मेरा 47 है, बट दैट वाज वीडियो नंबर 95।
ये वो
तो
सब
मेरा
मैंने छोड़ दिया है।
100th वीडियो अपलोड होगा, अगला 5 जो 5वां होगा 100th होगा। तो मैं सोच रहा हूँ उसके लिए ना कुछ अलग सा थीम सोचूं लाइव स्ट्रीम का, अच्छा सा कुछ जो कि
50th भी कर सकते हो, तुम्हारा 47 हो गया तो 50वें पे भी कुछ कर सकते
हाँ
हो।
वो तो मैं कर सक वो तो मैं सोच ही रहा हूँ, लेकिन 100 पे
हम्म
आई थिंक आई एम ट्राइंग के कुछ ना कुछ अच्छा सोचूं। आई डोंट नो व्हाई बट पीपल कीप कमिंग एंड टेलिंग मी कि अरे क्लब हाउस पे वापस चले जाओ, क्लब हाउस पे वापस चले जाओ, एंड समटाइम्स आई गेट लाइक रियली टेम्प्टेड के यार खोल ही लेता हूँ, इतने सारे लोग
नहीं,
बोल रहे हैं।
do you know the reason behind it? The reason behind it is that audio has a different impact, which is why I told you not to delete your podcast, but you did delete it. अब फंसो वीडियो पे करते हुए, क्योंकि I think one of the nice things that happens on your thing is when people are telling stories, they turn their webcams off, and I think that really helps. So
हाँ
what
मुझे
people are
मुझे
looking for is the audio experience.
मुझे लोग यही बोलते हैं कि जब हम आपकी सुन रहे होते हैं यूट्यूब स्ट्रीम, हम फोन को साइड में रख देते हैं, ईयरफोन लगा के हम लेट जाते हैं और चलता रहता
हाँ 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 हाँ। और लाइव स्ट्रीम में कुछ खास देखने को होता भी नहीं है। लाइक अभी कुछ दिनों पहले यूट्यूब ने एक वीडियो लाया कि हम लोग पॉडकास्टिंग को प्रमोट करना चाहते हैं अपने एल्गोरिदम के थ्रू, और वो लोग साफ साफ बोले कि डोंट फील लाइक, मतलब ऐसा मत करो कि एक ऑडियो पॉडकास्ट रिकॉर्ड किया और उसको जब यूट्यूब पे डाला तो 50 तरह के क्लिप्स वगैरह बना के मतलब ग्राफिक्स डाल के ऐसे करके डाला। यू डोंट हैव टू, इवन इफ इट्स अ वीडियो ऑफ जस्ट वन पर्सन टॉकिंग इन फ्रंट ऑफ अ वेबकैम टू अ माइक, दैट काउंट्स, दैट इज व्हाट यूट्यूब इज डिस्क्राइबिंग एज अ पॉडकास्ट।
ओके। क्योंकि आई एम प्लानिंग कि अब ना मेरा ऑडियो अच्छा हो गया, पहले मेरा ऑडियो अच्छा नहीं था, सो नाउ आई एम थिंकिंग आई कैन डू दैट थिंग एज वेल वेयर आई कैन पुट द ऑडियो ऑन पॉडकास्ट। क्योंकि मैंने वो 13 एपिसोड बनाने के बाद रोक दिया, मैंने कहा अब मैं इसको सोचूंगा कि मुझे इसके साथ क्या करना है। आई वाज नॉट क्लियर अबाउट इट, सो नाउ आई एम थिंकिंग टू डू व्हाट यू टोल्ड मी कि भाई इसका जो ऑडियो लो और डाल दो पॉडकास्ट पे। एंड
एग्जैक्टली, यू डोंट हैव टू पुट इन एनी एक्स्ट्रा एफर्ट, जस्ट टेक द स्ट्रीम यार्ड पे, मतलब ये मेलन पे करते हो ना, उसका एपिसोड डाउनलोड का ऑप्शन होता है,
हाँ बिल्कुल सारी रिकॉर्डिंग होती है उस पे।
बस उसका ऑडियो डाउनलोड करो, अपलोड करो। मैं कुछ भी नहीं एडिट कर रहा आजकल, मैं सीधा उठा के
ओके
डाल रहा हूँ। या
ओके। अच्छा, हाउ मच टाइम डू यू टेक लाइक इन द बिगिनिंग, स्ट्रीम स्टार्टिंग वगैरह सीधा ही स्टार्ट कर देते हो? बिकॉज़ आई टेक लाइक 10 मिनट्स।
मतलब आफ्टर आई क्लिक द गो लाइव बटन
हाँ
30 सेकंड।
थट वाओ वाओ, मैंने 10 मिनट का ना इंट्रो वीडियो अपलोड कर रखा है। मैं गो
नहीं,
लाइव
ये पता है, ये ट्विच पे काम करता है। इफ द वीडियो
ओ
डिड नॉट हैव टू लिव ऑन यूट्यूब,
हम्म
ट्विच पे क्या होता है, लाइव खत्म होने के बाद इट हैज नो यूटिलिटी, बट ऑन यूट्यूब पीपल आर गोइंग टू कम बैक टू इट। सो मैं एक चीज का ध्यान रखता हूँ, वो ये है कि आई इमेजिन व्हाट द एक्सपीरियंस विल बी लाइक फॉर पीपल हु आर लिसनिंग ओनली। 10 मिनट तक
ओके।
म्यूजिक सुन के फिर मतलब बातचीत तक थोड़ी कोई पहुंचेगा। सो शुरू में थोड़ा लंबा, 30 सेकंड इज ओके। लोग तो 15 सेकंड भी करते हैं। साइरस सेज जो पॉडकास्ट है वो 15 सेकंड का इंट्रो रखता है, और उसमें भी
मैं तो
साइरस एक्चुअली डिस्क्लेमर डालता है।
नहीं, यूट्यूब पे मैं ये करता हूँ ना, यूट्यूब पे क्या है, मैं टाइम स्टैम्प डाल देता हूँ। तो
हम्म
अगर आपने शुरू किया है, आप सीधा यू कैन जस्ट क्लिक ऑन द टाइम स्टैम्प और सीधा आप वहां पे आ जाओगे जहां से बात शुरू हो रही है। बट
हम्म
ये मैं इसलिए करता हूँ कि 10 मिनट ना मैं वेट कर लेता हूँ और इतनी देर में 20-25 लोग आ जाते हैं। तो आई डोंट
हाँ,
हैव टू लाइक स्टार्ट के अच्छा कौन कौन आ गया।
नहीं, उसका सोल्यूशन ये है कि 30 सेकंड का रखो,
हाँ
और जब पॉडकास्ट शुरू हो तो पहले 1 मिनट कुछ मतलब एक्चुअल कंटेंट तक पहुंचने की जरूरत नहीं। यू कैन जस्ट गिव इट एंड कि ये शो है, ये हफ्ते में इतनी बार होता है, इसको सब्सक्राइब यहाँ कर सकते हैं वगैरह, ये सब बोल सकते हो। उतने में थोड़ा टाइम निकल जाएगा, 1.5 मिनट्स काफी है लोग आने के
मैं 10 मिनट के बाद भी वही करता हूँ अगले 5
लिए। तो बेसिकली 15 मिनट तक कुछ नहीं होता है।
अरे पर 15 मिनट तो फिर 30 लोग आ जाते हैं ना, तो मुझे अच्छा लगता है कि 30 लोग के सामने मैं बकर कर
तो
रहा हूँ।
चैनल के बैनर पर लिख दो ना, वेलकम टू अ न्यू एपिसोड वेयर नथिंग इज गोइंग टू हैपन फॉर द नेक्स्ट 15
द
मिनट्स।
फर्स्ट 15 मिनट्स कुछ नहीं होगा, आराम से जाओ, चाय कॉफी लेके आओ अपना।
दैट इज द रियल हॉरर स्टोरी।
But nahi, I owe it to you in all seriousness, because you were the person who told me to do this, and you were the person who literally dragged me to Clubhouse ke nahi jao. So
I
whatever
don't know
this
if that is a compliment or an accusation.
both, both.
You
वैसे
took me
होगी ना,
to Clubhouse.
तुमने मेरी जिंदगी बर्बाद की। It's all because of you, कि वरना मैं तो I was not very interested in Clubhouse, but then after Clubhouse it was like boom, and like मैंने एक फील होता है ना स्टारडम को, मैंने ले लिया Clubhouse अब। मिले ना मिले फर्क नहीं पड़ता, स्टारडम आ गया अपने पास।
क्लब
अब
हाउस
अभी
पे तो
अपना
तुम्हारे बहुत अच्छे कोलैबोरेशंस भी होते थे ना दूसरे हॉरर ग्रुप्स के साथ वगैरह, दोज रियली हेल्प्ड आई थिंक।
वी रीच द पॉइंट जहां
थाउजेंड्स थे।
फिल्म वाले लोग आकर हमारे साथ कोलैबोरेट करने लगे थे।
नाइस।
हमने विक्रम भट्ट के लिए प्रमोट किया था उसका शो, सो विक्रम भट्ट केम अलोंग, स्टार कास्ट आई थी पूरी, मतलब मुझे बड़ा कपिल शर्मा वाला फील आ रहा था दोस्त। अरे यार बहुत बोरिंग कहानियां थी उस शो की, आई शुड नॉट से दैट, आई डोंट नो।
नहीं, आई सपोज दैट इज हॉरर इन इट्स ओन वे, राइट?
या हमें बोलना पड़ा वाओ,
इस भूत वाली कहानी में कुछ नहीं होता है क्या?
I would definitely going to watch this film, and everybody was like, हाँ बस बोल रहा है, जाएगा वाएगा कुछ नहीं। बट ठीक है भाई, थैंक यू सो मच फॉर डूइंग दिस, बिकॉज यू नो हाउ मच इट मीन्स टू ऑल ऑफ अस, जो भी हम कम्युनिटी वाले हैं, इट रियली मीन्स अ लॉट। और हमने तो पहले बोला भी था कि लेट्स मेक इट इनटू अ कल्ट वेयर वी वेयर सेट इन रोब्स एंड वी डांस अराउंड, एंड वो भाई आके ऐसे बस हाथ दिखाएंगे और कुछ ना कुछ बोल के चले जाया करेंगे, बाद में हम लोग अपना एक कोर ग्रुप बना के धंधा शुरू करेंगे कल्ट का। बट यू रिफ्यूज फॉर दैट, सो आवर लॉस।
उल्टा मैं तुम्हारे लाइव स्ट्रीम पे जाके, मतलब स्वप्निल के लाइव स्ट्रीम भूत हॉरर स्टोरीज होती है, मेरा काम होता है कि उस लाइव स्ट्रीम पे जाना और लोगों को बोला ये भूत कुछ नहीं होता है।
अरे मुझे बहुत मजा आता है उसमें, बिकॉज आई से दैट ना
मैंने
कि मैं
एक्चुअली बंद कर दिया एवर सिंस यू स्टार्टेड पुटिंग दैट यू नो पीपल्स क्वेश्चंस, स्टोरीज विल नॉट बी क्वेश्चनड, लाइक आई अंडरस्टैंड द पर्सनल एक्सपीरियंस वगैरह। उसके बाद मैंने सोचा नहीं, ही इज टेकिंग इट सीरियसली, आई शुडंट डिसरप्ट इट, सो आई स्टॉप डूइंग इट।
नहीं, आई टेक दैट फील, वही जो आपने बोली ना बात, कि वो जो आपका एक्सपीरियंस है जिस मोमेंट में आप डरे, आई डोंट क्वेश्चन कि भाई भूत असली है या भूत होता है नहीं, द मोमेंट यू फील स्केयर्ड, दैट मोमेंट इज वेरी रियल। मैं बस उस मोमेंट को कैप्चर करता हूँ, सो भूत है या नहीं वो मेरे लिए मैटर नहीं करता, मेरे लिए मोमेंट मैटर करता है, दैट्स इट।
या
तो
या
मैं तो
आई
खुद
थिंक यू
बोलता
पर्सनली, आई
हूँ।
थिंक एक बहुत पुराना ह्यूमन टेंडेंसी, इसके बारे में मैंने एक बार बोला था कि जब कुछ भी नहीं था, जब लैंग्वेज भी नहीं था, तब चार आदि मानव एक आग के चारों तरफ बैठ के एक दूसरे को डराने की कोशिश करते थे, एंड दैट वाज अ मोड ऑफ सर्वाइवल। साले अंधेरे में बाहर मजा, शेर ले जाएगा तुझे। आई थिंक यू आर कैरिंग फॉरवर्ड दैट स्टेट, दैट हेरिटेज।
I just imagine one of the cavemen going uga buga, uga buga.
द फर्स्ट घोस्ट वाज कॉल्ड उगा बुगा।
Uga buga. But ठीक है भाई, थैंक यू सो मच, एंड अगेन कांग्रेचुलेशंस ऑन द 100th,
थैंक्स मैन, थैंक्स अ
और
लॉट,
ऐसे ही ये चीज हम बढ़ाते रहेंगे भाई। थैंक यू सो मच,
थैंक्स, बाय।
बाय।
So that was Swapnil, and he's also a live streamer. If you have not seen his channel, you can do so at Our Bhav, the YouTube channel. Search for AARVI. No, sorry, that's RV. AAVIRBHAAV. Yeah. For some reason, I can't spell out text while I'm looking at text. I have to look at the light. Strange brain. Right. So 1 घंटा 23 मिनट तो हो ही गया है, but let's take it to 1 hour 30 minutes because it's a special thing. Kavan says, me too, Suman. I love Dear Zindagi and Highway, especially Highway, very underrated in my opinion. Okay. I loved Gangubai Kathiawad. I love everything about it. I heard it's pretty famous in Thailand too. Okay. Okay, so people are chatting with each other, which is a very old live stream tradition, because जब मैं Instagram पे live stream करता था तब भी लोग एक दूसरे से बात करते रहते थे, and I was like an interactive wallpaper there. But yeah, Kshitij says Mela gave me a heart attack and I don't even have a heart. AVSG says the greatest film ever made is undoubtedly Andaz Apna Apna. I don't even think Andaz Apna Apna was made. I think it's a force of nature. It just happened. Something. It is Andaz Apna Apna is proof that films can just pop into existence. Hold on. Avirbhav says, "Wow, I don't know what is that in response to." Boom, 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 boom. Manmat says, दुनिया के 4 सबसे अच्छे मूवीज है द रूम, गुंडा, देशद्रोही एंड फाइनली द लेजेंड बाय सारावन. Nadir says, Bhoot is real. I am real. Boo. Taranga says, Swapnil is one of the chosen family that has emerged from your online presence, Vimo, and thank you for that. Okay. Not much accounting for taste really. मेरे फैमिली में एक आदमी है जो हर रोज मुझे भूत की कहानियां सुना के डराता है. कैसे लोग हैं, कैसे लोग हैं. Mani said, hey Vimo, idea for a t-shirt, sub fake C. Sub fake C? Now, I can't use it now because you wrote the slogan. I only put slogans that I myself have written. But sub fake C, I don't know what it is about really. I have someone called Kate in the... Hi, Kate. Can you hear me? I can't hear you. The audio is breaking up.
आवाज आ रही है?
हाँ, अभी आवाज आ रही है.
हेलो,
हेलो.
आज कुछ टॉपिक है?
नहीं, टॉपिक नहीं है. आज एक्चुअली इस लाइव स्ट्रीम का 100वां एपिसोड है, तो वही सेलिब्रेट कर रहे हैं. मोस्टली उसी के बारे में बात कर रहे
कांग्रेचुलेशन
हैं.
भाई जी.
थैंक यू सो मच. आप रेगुलरली देखते हैं? बहुत टाइम से देख रही हैं या पहली बार आए हैं?
नहीं, मैं फोन देखता था बहुत ज्यादा, तो मैंने ब्लॉकिंग सॉफ्टवेयर लगा दिया था, तो यूट्यूब भी बंद हो गई थी. अब फिर से शुरू किया.
अच्छा, ओके. आपका नाम केट क्यों है?
अरे ये असली नाम नहीं है मेरा ये.
अच्छा, तो केट क्यों चूज किया फिर? मुझे लगा काटे होगा या कुछ और.
नहीं, कुछ भी रख लेता हूँ क्योंकि मैं एथिस्ट मतलब एक्टिविस्ट से जुड़ा हुआ हूँ, तो थोड़ा डर रहता है
अच्छा,
इसलिए.
अच्छा. ओके, कूल.
तो
कुछ बोलना
बस
था आपको?
यही, ज्यादा कुछ तो नहीं. यही कहूंगा कि आप हो सके तो थोड़ा एक पूछना. आप जैसे थोड़ा बहुत एक्टिविज्म करते हैं, तो डर रहता है आपको थोड़ा बहुत?
हाँ, बिल्कुल रहता है, बहुत रहता है.
अच्छा, तो
जो भी कहता है कि उसको
आप
डर नहीं लगता, वो झूठ बोल रहा है.
तो ठीक है. चलो आप थोड़ा हल्का सा बात करते हैं, लेकिन थोड़े के रहने दो.
आपका आवाज थोड़ा टूट रहा है सर.
और नेक्स्ट लो में.
अगेन आवाज टूट रहा है, कुछ आवाज नहीं आ रही है.
अच्छा,
एक काम करते हैं,
अब
अगली
आ
बार
रही है?
बात कीजिए. एक काम करते हैं. हाँ, अभी आ रही है आवाज.
कि
नहीं,
फोन को
फिर
कट
से
कर
टूट
लूं?
रही है. फिर से
चलो
टूट रही है
सॉरी,
सर
मैं फिर
आवाज.
जा रहा हूँ. चलो मैं जा रहा हूँ.
ठीक है. थैंक
ठीक
यू
है जी.
सर.
बाय.
Okay. I don't know why Kate told me that he was watching porn and he had to put up blockers and stuff. I did not need to know that. But okay. I suppose whatever floats his boat, if you know what I mean. Kishda says, Crime Master Gogo is still one of the best characters in Bollywood. Taranga says, oh, I think this may be one of those girls. I suppose so. But that's okay, I guess. आवाज तो आई नहीं तो समझ में आ जाता क्या बोल रहे थे. Taranga says, all that was required to complete this 100. Manish says, Kate यहाँ भी पहुंच गया. Kate है कौन? Because Kate makes me only think of white women. I don't know, like Kate Winslet or Kate, what's the other one? I forget. Eman says, that was so weird. Yeah, man. Weird. Very weird. Taranga says, Mati karo baat. But anyway, I think we are at 1 hour 30 minutes, 1 hour 28 minutes. So we can end today's live stream here. I thank everyone for joining, and I will remind everyone that this live stream happens from Monday to Friday at 10 p.m. on on Spotify, Google Podcast, Apple Podcast, Ghana.com, etc. And if you do, please share the episode with someone who you think might also enjoy it. And I thank you for listening. A live stream reaching 100 episodes is not something I myself could have imagined at any point of time. It was always a dream to have a live stream and to have a bunch of people coming and joining and talking about things of importance. So if you have been part of this journey, thank you. And most importantly, if you have not been part of this journey and you're listening to this for the first time, please join. We'll be very happy to have you along for the ride. And if you want to support this channel, you can do so by clicking the join button below and becoming a member of the channel, or sending a super chat, or you can simply visit my blog at vimo.stck.me and click the support button and make a donation of an amount of your choice. And if you want to listen to this podcast on the web, you can do so at www.vimo.in. That's a website with all the audio episodes. This episode will also go there after this episode, after the live stream ends. and there are also links to all the audio apps on which the podcast is available. So again, thank you everyone for joining. Let me just look at the last few comments. Okay, right. Thank you everyone. Thanks everyone for joining, and I'll see you tomorrow at 10 p.m. Today is August 2nd, Tuesday. Tomorrow is Wednesday. I'll see you all on this channel at 10 p.m. on Wednesday. Until then, have a great day ahead, and thank you for joining today. It really meant a lot to me. Bye-bye.